Well, hey everybody, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. It has been a minute. Holy smokes, has it been a minute? And, I'm going to preface the whole day with it might be a little rough today. I've got all new equipment. I think I've got everything set up the way that I want, but going to be hard to say. So let me just switch over to that for a sec. And I'm just going to kind of take a look at the stream here. Hey, Pyro, how are you, man? Nice to see you. How have you been, sir? Yeah, that looks like it's working good. Cool. Let's cut back over to the main screen here. Just kind of, I don't have it set up incredibly crazy. I just kind of have built the preliminary stuff. I have all new hardware. And this is kind of a fledgling, give it a try stream. Hey, Ruboy, welcome to the channel. How you doing, sir? Nice to see you. You can do this. Appreciate it. Troll, how you been, Troll? Yeah, I've been gone a hot minute, you guys. I actually have been playing Star Citizen for about the last month or so. Dipping my toe back in, and I've really enjoyed it. This is the way, absolutely. Hey, son, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. How have you been? It's good to see you guys. So, I am up around Mike L2 today, and we're going to be doing some prospector mining, believe it or not. I'm just going to do some prospector mining in this initial stream today, same as it ever was. So, hey, Nate, how are you, man? How have you been? So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I know I've been absent, you guys, but this winter we're going to be kind of back on it and having some fun doing some streams, and off we go. So let me show you what I have on the prospector today. Hey, Maru, well, welcome to the channel. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, we have up here, I mostly have been mining out of CRUL1, but I have set up a secondary setup up here. I have an extra star lifter up this way and an extra prospector up this way in Mike L2. And one of the reasons why I'm coming to the Microtech system is because, believe it or not, it's for the quartzite secondary rock. So one of the things I've learned, having done some mining over the last couple of weeks, is there's a couple of different low-end resources that you want mixed with your high-end resources. And one of them is titanium, and the other one is quartzite. Hey, Troll, just dip toe. Don't dip toe, just jump in. Fair enough, man. I appreciate that for sure. That's awesome. Maru says, I'm fine, my friend. Thanks. I'm new to the channel and loving it. Thank you very much, Maru. That's very kind of you. Yeah. By the way, does the audio sound okay? Is things sound too loud? Let me know. Keep me honest. So, yeah. So, anywho, I have, CRUL1 is where I mostly have been kind of, mining out of. But I've come up to this area because I'm obviously looking for the 4 top, tier 1 resources, right? You're looking for either Quantanium, which of course is great, Baxilite, Terranite, there's one more. Let's see, Baxilite, Terranite, or gold, right? Those are the top resources we're looking for. But we want them mixed with quartz, and that's because quartz is, it's got a cluster factor that's very high, meaning so when it breaks, it clusters together. That actually works just the opposite as well on the nicer things. So we're gonna try that up here, anyways. I've been a bad boy, bought an Arastra. Don't tell my wife, son. I know what you mean. I definitely am hiding under the pillow on that one as well, brother. Jade, just spotted you were online. Thanks, Jade. That's awesome. Troll says, let me help. Yeah, there you go, Troll. Nicely done. Guys, I missed you all, and I'm sure I'll see more friendly faces. It's been a crazy last 6 months, but I'm happy to be settling back in and getting back on the horse here. So, oh yeah, we're looking at the prospector. So I as far as the prospector goes, and I'll try not to be as quite as flighty, but a lot going on, keeping an eye on you guys and just getting back in the saddle here. Loud and clear. Just don't bark. Fair enough. I'll try not to. So I just have a basic, I do have the polar paint on the, or the Stormbringer paint on the prospector, and I do have a Hofstede and a Stampede. That's what I'm running with now. And that's what we're going to run with when we do our first run. I have not even upgraded the bags on this prospector, so I just have the standard 32 SCU bag on it as well. So we're just going to have a little fun. Like I said, today is more about just kind of getting back in the saddle, chatting with you guys a little bit, and not necessarily, I'm not trying to maximize profit today. It's more just kind of fly around, have a little fun, and see how we do. Black Cobra says, "Oh, Seven, a little salute there. I am back. It's been a couple months in Starfield. I can appreciate that, Cobra, for sure. A lot of folks dipped their toe and maybe the whole leg into Starfield. I've mixed reviews with it, but a lot of people say good things about it. I thought mining was dead. It's not dead, and one of the things I'll tell you is solo. Have Salty Mike and Croncy plug their ears, But solo moling is actually fairly, you can actually do pretty well. I mean, don't get me wrong. One of the things that makes everything, just to keep it in perspective, when you can do these ERTs and make 15, 20 million a mission still, nothing is, as far as as far as bang for your buck, that's the way to do it. If you're, obviously, if you're just trying to make pure money. I do think that you can still do 200,000 to 400,000 run, easily. A couple hundred, make a couple 100,000 on a prospector run, but that's after it's been refined and you hauled it in. And I've had a few $500,000 solo mole runs easy. So, can you update the bags with a rented reclaimer? Not that I am aware of on the reclaimer, but with a mole, you can take the bags off the mole and put them on the prospector and get it up to 48 SCU. That's what I was talking about there. Cobra says, I am a solo player. I get it. Hofstad and Stampede's a good setup. Yeah, I think it's a solid setup for sure. So, and especially when you're going against that secondary quartzite, it's less dense. And so you seem to be able to break a little bit bigger rock. So let's go ahead. We'll pull the prospector here, and we'll go ahead and get started. So thank you all for joining me today. I know that, I never advertise when I'm going to stream, and it's been months, and it's so happy to see so many of you here. So I really appreciate all of you coming and hanging out with me today. Yeah, moly. Yeah, the mole, exactly. No worries. You can absolutely pull the bags off the mole and put them on the prospector and still get the 48 SCU. My other prospector that's down around CRUL1 is set up that way. I haven't set this one up this way, but I will be for sure. Toe Cutter. Hey, Toe, how you been, man? Finding a mole to get bags has become a problem for me. Toe, just look me up in game, man. You know me. You know who I. Just look me up, man, and I'm happy to get with you. And you can take the bags off my prospector, and I'll just claim it. So yeah, I mean, I'll be around. I'm off, so I'll be around this weekend. Toe, if you need a hand with it, let me know, sir. Okay, happy to help. The good news is once you. Hey, son, that's awesome. The good news is once you put those bags on your prospector, if you pull like a gun off and save it. Hey, Hey, George, how are you? Mr. Grover, it's nice to see you. How have you been? So yeah, if you take those bags off and put them on, and then there's a little process where you store the prospector, then you take a gun off, pull it, store it again, put the gun back on, and then those bags will actually persist through a claim as well, which makes it, really nice. And so I will be setting up this prospector with those, but I don't have them. Wait. Yeah, well, Frederick, you can actually, what you need to do is take a mole and a prospector outside of Armistice. Then you unlock the ports on the ships. That's like a special key to unlock the ports, Frederick. And then you can actually, I have a video on it on my channel too, by the way. If you go look on my channel, there's a video. It says Make the Prospector Great Again. It walks you through the entire process. But yeah, you can pull the bags off the mole, take them off the prospector, pull the bags off the mole, put the mole bags on the prospector, and then do a little switcheroo on some parts after you get back to the station, and then you permanently will have 48 SCU on your prospector, and I highly recommend you do that. I'm set this patch, but thanks. No problem. Maru says, I remember seeing your video about it. Store it, change some parts, claim it, store it. That's exactly right, Maru, for sure. So yeah, I'm up here around Microtech, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is all new to me. Microtech is not really an area that I've done a whole lot of mining on before. And I can tell you the little bit of mining I have done on it. Oh boy, it's it actually there's some physics in the way that the prospector flies that are a little different on it. So something to kind of get used to. Also, Mike L2 here is an interesting station. You actually kind of have to fly to the inside, and so one other thing about Microtech that's interesting is you have to get to 11,000 altitude before you can take off. So you have to calculate that in if you happen to pull some Quantanium on board as well. Although the Quantanium timer is much longer. So and what we're shooting for, I don't know if you guys know this. Hey, Mass, how are you, sir? Nice to see you, brother. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there are sometimes you can find, and that's what we're going to be looking for today, is a double tier 1. So you'll see, sometimes you find a rock that will be like 36% bexolite, 31% terranite, and then the rest of it will be quartzite. And when you find one of those double tier 1s, those are really good rocks to break because, a lot of what would normally be a bad percentage is a secondary tier 1, as you can imagine. So, not bad stuff. So once again, just as for all of you who are joining me now, and I'm just to recap, I don't normally fly around Microtech. I've set up a secondary, kind of mining place up this way. The reason I'm up this way is because of quartzite. Quartzite has a cluster factor that means that it breaks a little. When it breaks, it hugs itself a little more, and so that actually plays into the tier 1 having a little better cluster as well. So, Roy says Mike L2 is also a good station. Yeah, Mike L2 is all and all the stations that Roy lists here, Mike L2, L5, Arc L1, and Arc 2 are good stations. No kidding. Mass is getting some salutes. That's awesome. Yeah, man, still blessed to hang out with Mass, on a fair, and Macedon has been doing some crazy salvage stuff lately, on top of all the other things Macedon does, but we've been having a good time with that, and I think, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Mass, but I'm sure you're super excited about crunching ships. I am too. That's going to be so fun. We're going to just, enjoy the heck out of the crunching that's coming up in salvage. So I have a little bit of a peppermint mocha coffee going today, guys. Just sometimes you guys wonder, what part of the coffee side is happening. So that's that. Little peppermint mocha going this morning. Really enjoying that. And that's delicious. And yeah, we're just going to give it a shot on Microtech. Try not to get blown all over. I do have a Hofstad and a Stampede on board. Yeah, I hear you, Masses. I can't wait. I know what you mean, brother. And so, yeah. So, so far as I've been kind of watching the stream, it looks like the stream quality is fairly good. Obviously you guys have said the audio is pretty loud and clear, so I'm pretty happy considering I've got this all new stuff set up here. So I am actually going to be working to the light side of Microtech. So I'm just going to pick something like, Shubin on the other side of the planet will be fine. And we'll just go ahead and hit it. Mass, you might know, there is a station that's in the green, that's in like the nicer part of Microtech where it's not all iced over. But I haven't kind of figured that one out yet. I got to take a look at that and maybe use some of the tools available to look at the different stations. I really want to kind of eventually settle in on mining around without having to necessarily always fly in from Atmo. Have to figure out which station is there. So now I don't know if you guys can see this on my screen or not, but I get a lot of like requests that I cannot see what it actually is asking me to agree to or not agree to. I don't know if anybody. I think I get a lot of talent. You can see like I'm getting all sorts of brackets. I don't know what's going on. What that means? Who's doing what? So it's been kind of weird. Like that part of it I've been kind of messing around with lately a little bit. All right, so you guys know, if you know me at all, I love to switch to mouse and keyboard at this part right here. So I just kind of recheck everything, reorientate, and here we go. Right, so I'm gonna right off the bat, I've swapped out to my And it's going to be a little washy, I'm sure, on the stream, but I've swapped over to V, so I'm doing a V scan. Going to send out my first pings, and I see one opportunity marker, but it's a little ways away. It's that primary one. Audio sounds like you never left. Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that. One of the things I will say is when I'm on this moon, when I'm on Microtech, everything's kind of whitish, and so the UI now has to do more with. It's not the arrow set. It's more with the UI color is more based on the ship. And so I haven't figured out a way to get a real, so it will look a little washy, but it'll be okay. We'll be just fine. So, all right, there's our first ping. Notice the first thing I'm going to do is collapse the scan angle and get an RS signature value. Now that's a 1950, so that's just going to be a gem, chances are. So we're going to continue on after that. I am going to go ahead and set the VTOLs as well. Yep, just double check that. And we're going to keep on sailing here. There's my second ping. Once again, collapsing the scan angle and looking at, that is a 10,000. So now I'm sending in another ping and just to kind of see what I see down there. I don't necessarily see a whole lot. We'll go ahead and roll the scan angle back and ping it a little bit more. Yeah, there is a 10,000 sig value down there. 10,740. But I'm not seeing my secondary the diamond icons, and I think it's just because it's in the whitewash, right? I just can't see them. So we'll just continue flying down this way until they become available. I still think we have them in the bubble. And we'll just kind of keep heading down until we see them. Render in. And yeah, you can see Microtech is going to be pretty relentless. It's going to be interesting mining here. There they are. I knew they were down this way. It's going to be interesting in the storm here how we do. But that's just kind of par for the course. So now I'm going to switch over to mining mode, and you can see one of the things I will tell you is that the prospector really does like to act a little funny on Microtech. I just think it's just the way that the VTOLs are organized. When you tip it forward, she just likes to just kind of go over a little bit. So you've got to take your time and kind of sometimes just reorientate yourself a little bit. And also, you have to do this. You have to shoot these rocks until they blink once at you. And once they blink, then you can go, get your mining mode going. So they haven't done it yet. Question: what ship are you using these days to run orders to the TDD? Tell, I've been usually really running the C2 mostly. Hey, Tella, how are you, man? I got my coffee and I'm about to go mine it myself. Awesome, Tell. That's awesome. I've been using the C2 a lot lately, Toe, for that. Of course, you guys know me. I love the Taurus for that. I think that's always a good one. Now, this is funny. I haven't ran into this before where usually if you start shooting the rocks, they just kind of... Eventually you can... and I'll move on here in a second. This is unusual. I have not seen this at all where the rocks won't scan at all. At all, really. This is the first time not that I've never seen this before in the past, but it's the first time I've seen it. I've been mining for a couple weeks now. And generally you just kind of shoot the rocks and they eventually just kind of are okay. They will just do this big blink and then all of a sudden they're scannable. But it looks like these ones are going to be stubborn. So we're just going to move on and see if we can find something else. Alrighty. So I'm opening the scan angle back up to about 180 and I'll just send out a ping. Here's my next, once again, collapsing, getting an RS signature value. 1840 is just going to be a gem, so we're just going to keep on. We'll roll it back out to 180 and ping again. And, just kind of left and right a little bit here and there. Nothing wrong with it. You'll just, you ping out a little bit. And looks like there is a SIG out here somewhere. Yeah, nice to see you, Tal, for sure. I've appreciated that. Talhagen's been good about kind of sending me some intel, little things he finds in the verse, and I really appreciate it. Here's a couple of different opportunities over this way. So we got our opportunity markers. I'm going to re-ping again. Oh, I seen them flash that time. Now I'm going to click and hold, and you can see it's going to give me the rock icon. So that's how you really do it. Now, one of the things, it's a little bit of a challenge in the whitewash of Microtech. It's just a little bit of a challenge, but it's not terrible. And so there's a couple of different rocks up this way, and now that we got some good rock icons, we'll kind of just approach there and see how we do. The cool thing is once you kind of have made that rock icon, when you have the scan at the right angle, it will show you the rock icon again. So as you approach, you know that you're approaching the right way. And so scan angle's an important thing, even though it seems like it's somewhat innocuous. It is something that I have found that it's still, you know, you still want to focus in on them. Do a secondary scan when you see the diamond icons. You can focus them. You can get yourself an early rock icon, and so then as you approach, you can collapse your angle and keep the icon on if just to kind of keep you on course. So we're gonna roll up here, and hopefully these ones will let us scan for sure. It was very unusual back there. As I approach, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna shoot and see if that's gonna. Normally, that's the trick to make these things behave a little better. Yeah, these ones. I'll tell you, these ones are acting the same. We might have to server hop here, guys. I don't know. Normally, you're just gonna get it'll blink really quick, and then bingo, you're done. It's just. I didn't go out this morning, you know, just I assumed everything was going to be cool. 7 times I've accepted the Hammerhead cleanup job, even hopped on your server to see if I'm having issues and still not getting the contract in my accepted contracts. Got a tip for me? Now, Jade, are you hitting the ones that are on the personal tab? Yeah, you must be. Not getting the contract in my, that is so weird. No, I haven't heard of that before. Are you in the SRV when you're doing it? Boy, this is weird, you guys. I will say. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here with this, but we're not getting any. We're not. It's just not giving us the. The icons. It's, you know, it's not giving us the readouts here. And I've never seen, I mean, I've been mining now for a couple weeks, and like I said, it's not like I haven't seen this before, ever, but certainly in the last couple weeks I haven't seen this issue before, so that is interesting for sure. I think we'll head over to Calliope here in a second. Tella says, my buddy is getting on, and I think we're going to try the Mole SRV combo, using the SRV to pull rock. I don't think the SRV is pulling rocks right now. It might, unless it's changed in the last day or two. I haven't been able to get the SRV to pull rocks at all. So I could be wrong, but just as a heads up, I'll let that out there. Yeah, and Tella says, Jade, make sure you pick up the 50K salvage mission so you haven't gotten the minimum rep. It won't show. Jade, I'm on V server and I'm not getting that HH contract too. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, well, let me look at the contracts here and see. Well, salvage isn't even listed for me here. But I mean, they're listed here, but not in the personal right now. So I would say that, you know, it might be because I'm where I'm at here on Microtech or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. Well, this is very strange. I guess I'm just gonna head for Calliope and see if something's different there. It's a little, you know, I don't really know what's happening with that, but I can tell you that's the second rocks I've approached on Microtech, and we haven't had very good luck with it. So let's just move on and see if Calliope is going to give us any different. Like I said, I've been mining now for 2 weeks, and that's the first time I have not had rocks they won't even scan at all. So maybe once I kind of get out of the let's do that here. Let me just kind of let me do this. I'm just kind of curious. Display tab, even as. Or no, not a 0. R display tab, just a 1. So what's our FPS here? Our FPS is not bad. What is the server ping? That's kind of what I was wondering. The server ping is 7. So why on earth it's not? You know, it's actually pretty good server FPS. Hey, how's the mining? Not bad, Delta. I mean, we just kind of got out here, flying in a new area, doing what we can. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Cleo's my favorite place to go for mining lately in the New Babbage area, and lots of quartz. You get good cluster drops. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be hitting all of the different Microtech areas today. So I'm going to hit Calliope next. Oh, I probably have the VTOLs on. Let's get rid of that. That's the one thing I will say about, you know, and I'm just going to boost my way out of here. The one thing I will say about flying on Microtech is you got to get to the 11,000 meters to get out, you know, and that's not necessarily great. I mean, that's, you know, that being said, there's good quartz there, and, you know, that clusters really well, but there's good quartz on Calliope as well, so we'll head that way. And we'll probably end up hitting Euterpe as well, maybe today, and Cleo, if, you know, depending on how things go. We're just going to take our time, so. Fortunately, the Prospector has good boost, and we just crossed the line there, and off we go to Calliope. Gotta get some rocks to scan for us. That's very unusual. Here's a chance to grab a coffee here. Cleo is my favorite place to go. That's awesome. Alright, we'll hit the other side of Calliope here. The Shubin facility should be fine. I don't even have an upgraded drive on this guy, which is no big deal. It's just funny. I wanted to, you know, I definitely wanted to show you guys prospecting in its best possible light. And obviously, you want to find a double tier 1 rock that's got, it's clustering with either titanium or quartzite. Now, there's not a lot of titanium up this way, but there's lots of quartzite. But you'll know what secondary is the mix, like when you first look at the cluster. So we haven't been able to scan any clusters yet, so, you know, but we'll get that figured out here in just a sec. All right. So let's get control of it via mouse and keyboard. Good, good, good. I will head down. I'm going to go ahead. We'll head down this way here. I'm going to turn up the velocity a little bit. We're going to go right into a V-scan. And I am going to send out my first ping. And off we go. Ooh, there's a ship over there. Oh, goodness. Alright, there's our first opportunity marker. There, again, I collapse and see what we got. That was just an 1800, so not exactly what we're looking for. It's a pretty rocky area. We just got under the cloud shelf there. That's kind of nice. And you know, it's one thing I will say. It's very pretty. These moons up here are very pretty. Obviously, Microtech's beautiful. So do enjoy that for sure. We're just gonna keep moving in this direction. And I got a 180 scan angle. That's my, you know, and you know, occasionally I might rock it back, but 180 is usually where I try to stick to. I'm gonna go ahead and put my VTOLs down. And we're just kind of pinging and seeing what we run into here. Some beautiful rocks down there. Okay. Delta says, what would you recommend for dual prospector mining as far as loadouts? I think that says dual. Let me move an icon here. See if that's, you can see if that's what it says or not. There's like something in the way of that word dual, I think is what you say. Hold on. So funny. So as far as Prospector goes, you know, as far as the recommendation goes there, it is one of those things where I highly recommend, obviously an Atlas drive is, you know, is probably, or a VK00 if you're doing short range jumps. The Hofstad and the Stampede is absolutely fine right now. I like it. I think it's a great choice, and that's the way that I'd go. Now, what is the dual Prospector mine? Oh, as far as two Prospectors? Oh, I see. No, I didn't understand that. And the reason I didn't understand that is because that's just not... They actually... CIG themselves use the word punish. If you're going to try to use multiple Prospectors, I've never tried it since they've discouraged it so. And now, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's fixed in a way where it works fine. But they've said that, you know that they actively discourage it, and so, you know, I don't know. I mean, as far as two Prospectors go, because they can't really see each other, you know, like the way that they have it is, you know, they've nerfed it, I guess. I never tried it after they said they nerfed it, so Delta, I'm not sure. I mean, you could always try the classic, you know, have one person use a Helix for power, and then one person use like a Hofstad or an Arbor for, you know, for optimal window. But I mean, yeah, you'd really have to do some science on that one. I am not entirely sure. Wow, so this is interesting. Cool. All right, hold on. I'm starting to see something over that way. I was gonna say, there's some. I was gonna say we're not getting very many pings here either. But here comes some right here. Instability goes up by 50% per active mining laser from different ship. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's just, yeah, they just... Once upon a time, you know, multiple Prospectors was a blast. Nowadays, I would highly recommend, if you're going to take two Prospectors, you know, that you actually just take a mole. And you can actually, I mean, two people on lasers in the mole can easily do rocks 30,000 and down. Every single rock you come across. And the Prospector's my favorite ship. It's hard for me to say that, you know, and feel okay about it, but it's the truth, really. I mean, if I had two people, I would take them all. You know, that's, at least nowadays I would. But that being said, I will, if I'm perfectly honest, I definitely 100% have never tried two Prospectors ever since they used the word punish themselves. All right, here comes the rocks in here.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
I didn't mean to do that. Just wanted to shoot him one time.
Mining mode off. Fracturing mode on.
All right, we are getting some scan results over here, thank goodness. So let's take a look at what we got. I'm going to scooch over this way. It's blowing a little bit for sure. That's a 904 mass. That's a picker. It's just corundum. All right, no problem there. So this is going to be a corundum based. You know, mostly it's going to have a lot of corundum in it, right? That's going to be your. It's only a 20% gold. And corundum is definitely not a secondary resource that I liked, you know. As far as you know, its cluster value and how just unstable it is. Also, they made it so it's only one gadget per rock. The one thing I will say is I've been having a hard time just getting the one on rocks lately. Now this is a bit. Look at the mass on this rock, 48K, huge rock. That's a 35% gold. That's not a bad rock at all. All right, so we're gonna move on here. Send out a ping, and there's a big return signature there. Holy mackerel. It's going to be a super cluster over there. That's a very high sig value. I think it was, you know, 17, 18,000. So there's going to be a lot of rocks over this way. Yeah, I've been having a hard time even getting one gadget on the rocks. Like if I would stop and put, you know, use a Bormax or use an Optimax for cluster value, but I have gotten out of my ship probably a half dozen times in the last 2 weeks, and I can never put the thing on the rack. It always just falls on the ground. It's just one of those things that those aren't working very well right now, at least for me. I'm on Clio right now hitting some Terranite, but if you wanted to see the instability change to processors, give me a call. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Tel. I don't know that right now, just with today, I'm just kind of taking it easy, trying to make sure I get all this new streaming equipment kind of, keep an eye on it. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some testing on it at some point for sure. So here we go. Beautiful rocks down here. You can see this is a gnarly area. Okay, and let me just kind of give these guys a shot here.
Mining mode on. Fracturing mode on.
Just kind of looking at the area here, and once again, I'm not getting any. These rocks, these particular rocks are not giving me any. Normally you just strafe them one time and you hit M and, oh, there they go. I was going to say, normally that wakes them up. I don't know what's going on with that one. Maybe I'm not getting it. Maybe I can't see it very well. Hard to say. Oh, I see. It was on the other side of the... Good mass for the prospector right there. And quartzite, and a 31% Terranite. Not a bad rock. I wish the Terranite percentage was closer to 40 here. Hey, Thomas, nice to see you. It's been a long time. Yes, sir. So yeah, this is why we're here. Definitely, we love that. Now, as we look at the rest of these rocks, and one of the things I want to tell you, you're looking for quartz as the secondary here for a variety of reasons. Number one, it keeps the mass of the rocks kind of low, so that's prospector friendly. Number two, it clusters. It has a very high cluster value, so when it clusters, it helps the other things cluster as well, as you can imagine. And so, but unfortunately, the Terranite percentage is only 31 there. I'm looking for something that's going to be north of 40, or be a double where it's like Baxilite and Terranite type of thing. So there you go. That's a Hephaestonite rock. Not going to bother with that one. We're looking for Baxilite, Terranite, gold, or Quantanium. At least one of them, if not two of them, but we also want it clustered with quartz. That's Hephaestonite. Beautiful area here. This is a 16,000 mass rock. That is a 30% Terranite rock. Okay. And with just 32 SCU, in the hopper here, we've got to make sure that that's a 26% Baxilite, that we're as discerning as possible. We want as clean as possible. Although, today I'm not, I'm more worried about just now there's a 23% Quant rock. That certainly is doable. Let's take a look at this guy. That's a Hephaestonite rock. Cluster, is that the rock? Yeah, they have a value on them, Delta. And clustering is one of the values. And you want it, titanium and quartz have the best clustering of the bad, material. Because, quartz is not worth a whole lot. But it's, when it clusters, it makes the tier 1s cluster as well better. So that's kind of the idea there. Now, here's the thing. That's only 23% of 27 SCU of Quant. So, I mean, really, that's, it's 2.3 and another 2.35. That's only 6 or 7 SCU of Quantanium, which isn't bad, but I think we'll probably move on from that. It definitely wouldn't be bad. This is 19,000 mass rock. This is a bridge too far for the prospector, and only 21% Terranite. So, all right, so we're gonna move on. I don't want to be super picky, but a little bit higher percentages, because you really want to have. You really do need to make sure that you have at least semi-decent brakes, or you're gonna end up going back with a lot of stuff that's not great. Boy, look at Calliope's geography here. This is fire. I like it. All right, so I'm sending out pings again, looking for a cluster. And looks like most of them are behind me. Cruising along here. There's another opportunity marker. Let me go ahead and just brush that guy. It is only a 1730, so that's just going to be a gem. Hey, Duke, how have you been? Nice to see you, man. All right, we're just cruising along here. Hey, Moon, how you been? Nice to see you. Getting to see a lot of friendly faces. Hey, Pyro's asking, what do I think of the Arastra? Great question. Yeah, and what Delta's saying real quick, I just want to preface this. I highly recommend putting the mole bags on the Prospector. I don't have them here. I have them on my other Prospector. I will be updating this Prospector with them, but it does make a significant difference in your profitability with the Prospector. And if anybody, like I said, if you have questions about how to do that, I have a video on how to do it. Here's a 9600 signature. Let's go ahead and I'll collapse, ping, then look, I'll do a long scan on it, and then we'll get the rock icon, and boom. Now we can just kind of work our way in, and we'll see the rock icon at whatever ping values. See how now I can kind of, you actually can just kind of just keep on pinging, rolling it in. So easy peasy. But as far as the Arastra goes, I really, hey, Tolga, nice to see you, brother. And Dave, nice to see you as well. Look who it is, he says. Yeah, how you been, Dave? How you been, Tolga? As far as the Arastra goes, it's a very interesting mining vessel. It's got very, very good protection. It's going to be interesting to see how I think it's going to be straight from laser to refiner. It is going to be interesting to me if you're going to have to, have somebody permanently in a refinery or not. I like the design of the ship. I like the fact that it is RSI in the sense that it's going to be kind of the trainer for the Orion. I do think it's, while I hope it's not a little ways out, I have a feeling it might be a little ways out. Hey, Katana, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Back on the air, exactly. That being said, I have high hopes that the Arastra is going to be a very good vessel. I do. All right. There, I got the flash. All right. Now I know that once they kind of flash at you, all right, so that's a borace. That is quartz, which is good. Quartz is definitely the secondary that we want to have in here. We just need to find some good other things in there. It's a beautiful looking ship. If it works half as good as she looks, she'll be great. Yeah, that's a very good point, Moon, for sure. What does everybody else think of the Arastra? Yeah, I'd love to talk about it. If there's a point that you want to make about it, please do. Let's talk about it a little bit. 3,200 mass. This is a 22% tearing. Once again, I'm looking for percentages north of 40. Yeah, it'll be... Now, they are doing a whole bunch of the RSI ships that's a borace rock. Capitals or large ships or whatever they said, the RSA large ships. So, there's a chance. Just a 26% gold. I wouldn't say that we're finding super awesome stuff. But you know what? We're just going to keep on a-trucking. That's what we do. 250K, Richard. What? Jay, did you an SRV tow? Nicely done. I hope that they don't take those missions away. I have been enjoying them. Definitely need some friends to crew. Yeah, and that's, that's the thing, right? One thing I do like is that the mining vessels are kind of, or the mining seats, the remote turrets, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be able to switch right to the gun turrets from the remote turrets. So, it's a very defensible mining ship. That's for sure. This is also going to be a gem icon. But we'll take it. And I love the amount of storage it has. I wonder if that storage is bespoke, meaning that I don't think you're going to be able to take the Arastra to someplace and just buy cargo and have it be attached to that external cargo. I don't know. If it can do that, then that's going to make it cool as well. we've been wondering what the plan is with the Orions. And yeah, exactly. It does. Like what Mass is saying is really important. Like what's going to change about the Orion because of the way that the Arastra works for sure. It's and it's a great question. Well, as you can see here, Calliope is living up to its. Hey, Tripper, howdy, pretty excited about the Arastra. Plus, the Loner Mole gives me bags for my prospect. It does do that. Also glad to see you back. I'm like, thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. The loner ships are the Prospector and the Mole. Yeah, they are, and those are two good loners. I'm just hoping the Arastra doesn't kill the Mole. I'm also hoping there's some positives. Well, here's the thing. I think, and Duke, you bring up a good point. I think the Expanse is going to work very well with the Prospector and the Mole. It remains to be seen if you're going to be able to take those bags over to, like, take Mole bags or Prospector bags to the Arastra and have them get in the refiner. It may be kind of a closed-loop system where just the only thing that it will refine are the things that its lasers hit. I think that's probably... We'll have to wait for the Q&A, but I think that's the way it's going to work out. Big debate for me. I've invested in the Expanse and now I own a Prospector. Is it worth melting those? Oh, no. Mass, I would kind of... obviously it's up to you. Of course, we always say spend your money how you want. I haven't given up on the Prospector or the Mole. Right now, we're just in kind of a weird spot where, like, there's a lot of money being made with these like ERT missions and that type of thing. That's a 7800. Let me kind of reflash that. All right, yeah, so there's some rocks over there, I think. Yeah, let's head over there and take a look. Let's see. I think your ass would be too powerful for smaller rocks. That's, I've heard Krantz and Salty Mike say that, like, you're not going to be able to do... They're going to have to do something different. It's either just going to swallow bigger rocks. There's no way you're going to take out the Arastra, break rocks down, and be like, well, I wish my Prospector was here. I can't do anything with these. There's just no way they're going to do that. I mean, that would be absolutely ridiculous. And so I just have a feeling that the Arastra is just going to be able to just... it's going to be able to extract larger mass rocks. It's going to break them down into pieces. It's going to be able to extract out of, like, 5, 6, 7,000 mass pieces. There's no way you're going to have to bring a Prospector for the Arastra. I don't know that people have thought that through. It's like, oh, this awesome ship that's supposed to do everything can't do anything without the Prospector around. I don't think so. Arastra might be like the Odyssey. It is, except for it does more than just Quantanium, right, Tripper? I think that's right. I think it's gonna be kind of like, not to, like, farm to table, but to, stealing a term like that. It's gonna be laser to refinery. Whether or not you can bring in external stuff, I think that's how you would differentiate the Expanse. I don't know. We don't know until the Q&A comes out. But I have this whole thought about you're not going to be able to break these rocks down because they're too little or whatever. Wouldn't really make sense to me too much. All right, this is a corundum. That's laranite. That's not good. All right. If they stick with the 2 breaks, then extract. Yeah, I just think it's going to be able to extract larger rocks. I mean, I think that's how they're going to handle it, but I have no idea. All right, we're starting to get into the dark here, too, and I don't want to mine at night too much. We're going to probably hit an OM, and that's only a 21% Bexelite. I have not been totally thrilled with what we found so far, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go up, we're going to hit an OM, and we're going to get to the light side of the planet again. As you know, we went to Microtech originally, and I went to 2 different clusters, and it wouldn't even scan the rocks. It would give me none of what we needed here. All right, let me kill the VTOLs, and we'll boost up to 2,000. I think 2,000 is the shelf here, but I can't remember. I melted my Expanse and Galaxy for the Arastra, but that's just me. Yeah, I can appreciate that for sure, Nate. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll... It's so cool looking at, I think it's Microtech over there. So sweet looking. Look at it off in the distance. That's so sweet. All right, let's turn this puppy around. Come on, we gotta find. Hey, Scatto, how you been? We gotta find something of mine around here. All right, here's Shubin at 443. Where's this guy? That's at 130. We want to. That's SM. We'll hit 14, I guess. Try and get to the sun side here a little bit. Oh, Pyro! I loved. You know, I personally didn't. The first time I go to Pyro, I want it to be through a Stanton jump gate, so I didn't play in any of the Pyro stuff. But I did, of course, look at Pyro. I just can't wait. Pyro's going to be so much fun. I'm very excited about it. Just for, you know, just for having to do things like plan longer, like, you know, plan for being out in the verse a little bit longer. You know, that type of stuff in general is cool to me. All right, let's just kind of. Boy, this cloud cover's intense, isn't it? All right, we'll head this way, I guess. We'll get below the cloud shelf and see how we do. Everything's kind of whitewashed. We might, I wasn't cool enough to get in. Yeah, Toe, you're perfectly cool enough, man. You know, I did get the invite, but it just wasn't something I did. I just, you know, like I said, the first time I experienced Pyro, I just wanted to be through a Stanton jump gate. And, there we go. Get underneath that shelf, and it's a little helpful. All right, let's go back to the scan mode here. Oh, we got something out there. Oh, yeah, let's, going a little... Lower the velocity just a touch. We were cruising. Something over this way. Let's see. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, I think there are rocks just that are kind of close here. I think they're like right here. Yeah, there are. I've seen the diamond icons flashing. Yeah, exactly. Pyro, just like you're saying, explore something that isn't Stanton for a little while. Pyro will be awesome. We'll have so much fun with that for sure. All right, let's go ahead and let me... There, I got the blink. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they'll just blink at you, and then you know that you're going to be able to get the scan results after that. So good mass for the Prospector here. This is it's Quartz, which is also good. Quartz is the secondary. We're definitely are the the trash element that we're looking for here. Once again, good stuff here. Quartz. Okay. Heads up, the refinery terminals of Michael 2 are bugged, permanently showing you signed out screen. Yeah, that's been a thing for sure. Usually when that happens, then I'll just, I'll either try and hit a different server if it's a really good load, or I'll just sell outright. 17,000 mass is pretty rough for us, and it's only a 26% Vexilite. So we are... it's interesting here. We have not found real great rocks on Calliope so far. I'm going to look for a couple more, and then we might head over to Uterper Cleo. Now, that's a 38%er. That's a little better, right? That's not quite... I like them to be north of 40 if we can get them north of 40. But a 38%er, we probably will at least mine on that. That's Beryl. Sometimes you'll see Beryl and Agricium. They will make the optimal window very, very small. Moonraker says, I kind of look at ships like cars. I like there be multiple ships that can do the same job just about as others. People will choose their favorites, look at Ford or Chevy. I agree with that 100%. Too bad that's a mass of 25,000, because that's a really good percentage of Terranite. I was kind of underwhelmed with what Sig let us in the preview. It was only a slice that we could QT to, not enough sandbox for me to explore. I can appreciate that. Tolga says he'll be right back. I can appreciate that, Nate, for sure. All right, we will at least break this one rock down. I'm going to put it in an optimal. We're here to mine. We might as well do a little bit, right? I mean, let me kind of scooch in here and get us in an optimal spot. That's going to be optimal there. This won't take much. I'll just kind of let her go there. You can see she's storming right up there. Hey, Osha! How have you been? Thank you, sir. That's so kind of you. I appreciate that. Little coffee fund. We'll make sure we put that to good use. Now, as you can see, I let it fall out of the optimal, and that's okay. Right nowadays, there's a lot. These things spike up pretty quick. So what I normally do is try and flirt around the bottom of the optimal window and then find the percentage to creep in with. It's not always a perfect science because it can shoot up pretty quickly. But it is one that I've been kind of going with, and you can see we just squirted in there. And now I fell back out, but I'm, trying to keep a percentage that's reasonable. 14 kind of went right in there okay. But I would rather do it this way than have it go into the overcharge. It works a little different than it used to. And so it is working its way up, and that's just fine. I want it to kind of work its way in there at this pace, right? So it's not, I'm not getting a mad spike up. It's just, it's working its way up slowly. And it does give me the opportunity to back down. So pretty easy break. We were never going to have a problem with this break. And so Aosh, I can't thank you enough. They'll absolutely go into coffee fund. After all, if everyone flew the Prospector, things would get rather boring. I don't disagree with that. And I'm still flying the Prospector. Like I said, you're going to have more profitability with the 48 SCU bags off the mole. And you're certainly going to have, right now, if you can't get more people to come with you, you can certainly solo mole, and it's great. That's a 39%er. I usually try and prioritize things north of 50 if I can. If you're mining the Microtech area, you can sell at New Babbage. Or do you go to a... No, I'll just take it. If I go to a TDD, it'll be that one. I'll just... and a lot of people don't realize you can actually land outside... and actually, like, right outside, just in the city area, and run to the TDD and then just take off. So, where you can land outside and then run in, you can actually do that when you go to sell it to TDD. You don't have to go to the, go on the tram ride if you don't want to. Found 22 SU Quant in the, last night, mined in the solo. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can solo mole for sure. So this is the one we're gonna take here, and not that I wouldn't, but this one here is worth it. It's as you can see here, that ended up being a 70-10. So, I really tried to get, man, at least up. You can see the rest of this kind of didn't break that clean, but it wasn't a 40%er either. So, I'm gonna look at one more or two more clusters here on Calliope, and then we're probably going to move on to Euterpe or something like that. So, all right. So, and I don't necessarily recommend that you guys be as discerning as I am. I'm just having a little fun out here. This is not for, if you're just looking for pure profitability, in the most respectful sense, if you're looking for the most money per hour, mining isn't it. That's okay. I like doing it because, base building is going to be a thing, and, I still want to have all the muscle memories, and I love mining. You guys know that. I absolutely adore mining. And so, if I want to make pure just money, I'll go do the SRV mission where you tow, or, I'll do, just tag along with some of the shields when they're doing ERTs and just, kind of do a money split on the cargo at the end. That's the way to make money in Star Citizen right now. But mining is still very viable. And in a solo mole, I did 2 runs and made $1 million. So it's not like that's, and I will be doing some solo moling on the channel here for sure.
Extraction mode on.
That's a Corundum. Okay, that was Corundum Hephaestonite. Not looking for that. What do we got here? Good, Corundum again there, yep. And we're going to see Corundum as the main, but this is mostly Hephaestonite. I haven't seen anything other than that. Well, 250, yeah, there you go. Jade's made 500K. Nicely done, Jade. And I got two SU of Terranite. 21% backs there. All right, let's do this. Let's just kind of shake it up. It's not I would say that we've looked at enough things on Calliope. Let's head over to Clio next, and we'll set our You know, we started out on Microtech. Microtech would not give us the scans. We've looked at probably at least a half dozen clusters on Calliope. Haven't seen a whole lot. Now I'm sure we could be persistent if we wanted to. We're around Microtech moons, Dave. That's where we're just kind of hitting those today. Flying out of Mike L2 as and I'm just looking for some the purest tier 1s I can find. But it's just, this is kind of for science. I haven't flown around this area too much. I've been flying mostly around CRUL1. Right now, Selen's great. Yella's great. Good places. But I definitely wanted to come up this way and give it a try. And I'm hoping to organize sometime in the next couple weeks, with some of the guys. I want to get a double mole thing going where I kit one mole out for cracking and one mole out for scooping, but have them work together on big, on large mass rocks. So, like literally a 6 laser break, and try and find things that are like between 50 and 75,000, type of thing. So, I'm going to be trying to organize some of that sometime in the month of December as well. I like the fact that you can go almost anywhere now and make some good money. Yeah, I like that too, Moon. That's for sure. Hey, Jazzy Cat, how you been? Nice to see you. All right, we'll head to Rayaria. That looks like it's nice and in the sunlight over that way. So, and you guys know I like to mine in the sun. Whoa, I had to turn off the mic. I sneezed there for a second. I tried mining Hurston area, Terra Jump Station after 3 runs I gave up. I have not mined in the Hurston area in a little while, so I definitely don't know what's over that way. I forgot how much I like the hues on this planet. Such a pretty place, or on this moon. Such a pretty moon. That's no moon. Alright, cool. Let me get a sense of where the sun's at here. If I can. Ah, beautiful. Okay, we'll just kind of head in this direction then. You turn this off. Yeah, this is going to have a little better contrast here. For sure. And we're headed on in. Let me go ahead and turn down this velocity just a touch. Alright, and we're going to get a 180 scan angle. And we're get below the cloud shelf here, and off we go. Cool. Apollonius, welcome to the channel. How are you? I missed the days we might roam Planet Moon for 30 minutes, find a good rock at the Prospector, and have it be full of Quantanium. It's not to say that can't happen now, but, I understand what you're saying. It's definitely not the old days. I actually really like the changes. I do. While it's, obviously it's sad that mining's not in a more profitable state, at least pound for pound. I do like the changes that were done, and I think mining is more kind of fun and a little more complex. And I think it's going to pay massive dividends when we go do the, the base building stuff. That's when it's really going to kind of make its comeback, because then you're going to have like shortages of just like corundum or diamond or, that kind of stuff. There's going to be, oh man, I need a whole bunch of pyrite to make this base, and so I got to go over to Pyro and grab some of it. That type of thing. So, I don't know that it's going to come back into its own before base building. We'll have to see, but yeah, we all know how crazy the salvage. And it's too bad that they're labeled salvage mission, because they're really just a cargo recovery mission. Changes are good, but no need to cause the account. Yeah, I know what you're saying. They certainly could have left mining to be like a semi as profitable, because I even tend to find that people are like, even hey, do you want to jump in the mole? People don't really want to, right? Just like, why would I jump in the mole and go make 200K in like 2 days when you send me the money, when I could go make 11 million in those same 2 hours? And it's hard to argue that. That's for sure. All right, we are kind of cruising along here. All right, finally there's a icon over there. What do we got? Just one lonely gem, okay? Oh, hold on. Something over this way. Let's say 7,800 there. Alright, let's do a secondary. Alright, looks like we'll go ahead and do a long scan there and see what we get. Alright, got a little rock icon. We'll keep moving. If economy existed and the prices were fluctuating, then I agree, but salvage is a stupid problem. It is. It's way skewed. You know, like, it is so funny because it's been skewed in different ways, right? I mean, people used to be like, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. You can take a prospector out and, you know, in a half hour and make $250,000 in Quantanium. And what it used to be so funny because people would be so, you know, like viscerally upset that you could make that much money with the prospector. And a lot of those same people are like, you know, perfectly happy with the, you know, with the 20 million an hour you can make with this other way. So it's always funny to me, and not that everybody. I think we all recognize that it's a little crazy for sure. But anyway, you know, that being said, oh, this must be over the hill here. Yeah, I mean, it's a little out of balance, and it's definitely. I just think that they really wanted to get the cargo stuff. They really wanted people to. They incentivized the testing of it by paying people so well. You know, and I think that has a lot to do with it, right? I just think that they really wanted to have some heavy focus on that particular kind of gameplay. And so they did, you know, they did that. That's how they decided to do it, was just incentivize it. I can appreciate why they did it. All right. Just gotta slow this guy down. Go in here, take a look at what we got. Been doing the SRV Hammerhead mission. Thank you for that info. Last night I did 2 runs. Didn't get a CS either. Wonder if something is up. If you sit in that Hammerhead seat, you're not going to get a CS. If you didn't and you didn't get one, then that's, yeah, I'm not sure how that worked. But, like, if you get out and sit in the Hammerhead seat, you'll never get a CS there. All right, so this was quartz. That's borace. And that's borace. All right, well, I tell you, we haven't been out here finding the greatest stuff or anything by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, here's a good cluster. Good sized cluster up this way. Good contrast as well. I say shame on them. You know, look, I have really enjoyed, like, even though it's a little out of balance, I've really enjoyed the reclaiming the cargo missions. You know, just towed it away. Wow, just hooked up, towed it away. Didn't get a crime stat or anything. Did it say trust? I wonder if the comm array was down. You know, mass. That would be my first thought for sure. All right, we got a bunch of rocks over here. Let me get back in the mining mode. Let's take a look. Cross our fingers here and hope we get something that's halfway decent. We're looking for something that's around 10,000 mass. That's got. Oh, I 30K'd. Isn't that gonna? Isn't that the way? No big deal. That is funny. We'll go ahead and get back rolling here. There was going to be something good in there, I promise you. No big deal. Yeah, no, it's a 30 for sure. Not too worried about it, though. Was certainly having our, certainly was having a rough go of it there. That server might have needed a 30K. Prepare for 30K. Yeah, no worries there. Louise Menez. Welcome to the channel, Louise. How are you? The problem is people that complain about making money at the prospector want you to do more risk jobs. Well, I understand that they don't feel like there's a lot of risk in it. I mean, and it's not unreasonable. But I can say, I'm flying around with a ship that's basically a potato with 2 pea shooters on it. I mean, there's some risk in that. I love mine. It was close to upgrade to the Vulture, but I decided to upgrade the Arastra. Yeah. The rest, I can appreciate that. Would be Star Citizen without a good old 30K. You're exactly right, Pyro. We never sweat the small stuff there. Certainly not gonna worry about a 30K. Because we know those happen. And to be honest with you, that server probably, a good server FPS here, that server was acting a little bit strange to me anyways. The way that it wouldn't scan any rocks on Microtech. Let me do this. I'm going to take off my helmet. Let's do that. And I will carry one of these. I'll just drop item real quick. I'll look at it down there, then I'll drink. 30K was my fault. I loaded a bunch of gear into ship. So, wow, I just had a 30K. I quit game and went to YouTube. I wondered where... Hey, Sarah, how are you? Nice to see you. All right. All right. I actually forgot to load some of that stuff on the old the prospector. Let me head down. Ronan, welcome to the channel. Not every activity has to be a nail biter or a risky endeavor. You're exactly right about that. You know, and I like, yeah. I mean, when it comes to mining, I just love, you know, just how relaxing it is. Sarah says she's good. Good, Sarah. It's been a while. All right, I'm heading down here because what I'd like to know is whether or not the prospector has that couple of SCU on it or not. And if it does, I'm just going to sell it to the unrefined. I'm not going to bother refining that. But I don't want to head out with the prospector already having a couple of SCU on it either. I'm assuming it's got just a couple of SCU because that's what we had. Yeah. We'll just go sell the refinery. Got it. So, Jade made 500K. I made 6. I'm just kidding. You know, like, you really, right now, with, like I said, I'm not trying to maximize my profit. I definitely, if I was, I definitely would have the 48 SCU bags on. Really, today, I wanted to jump on, do some mining chat with you guys, and test all my new hardware, you know, for a stream. So, we're not going after the most amount of money we can make in the shortest amount of time by any stretch of the imagination. We're just having some fun out here doing a little mining and chatting about the Arastra. And I don't know if you guys, I don't know how many of you guys count info runners, but you know, of course, I really like info runners, and those guys are very knowledgeable. But Execute kept calling the Arastra the Eric Estrada. Like, I don't know where that came from. But man, was he every single time he'd be like the Eric Estrada, and finally I was just like, is he saying Eric Estrada from like Chips? Like, yeah, what is he calling this thing? It kept making me laugh, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and pull the old prospector back out. We're gonna head back over. This time I am gonna head back over to Microtech again. And I'll say this, really, Apollonius, really I normally would have like an Atlas drive. I don't even have that, or a VK00. A Rush drive, an Atlas drive, or a VK00 are normally my go-tos. I don't have that on here now. And then a Hofstede, a size 1 Hofstede, and a Stampede. That's my go-to kit right now for solo prospecting. I just like that kit. Just a Hofstede size 1 and a Stampede for a little extra juice if you need it. And it tends to kind of be a nice balance. You know, you're looking at rocks with quartz in it that are around 10,000 and down. You know, but with the Stampede, you can kind of get up to rocks that are sometimes around 13,000, depending on their composition.
You are clear to launch.
And so that's how I like to do it. All right, let's see if we can get this guy refueled. As you know, we 30K'd, so that's my normal loadout for it, for sure. All right, let's head over to Microtech. And we might fly to like OM6 and just fly down, waiting for the police version of the Eric Estrada. Yeah, I was making the joke, Nate, that my chips were in if they, you know, if they were going to name something the Eric Estrada, that I'd put my chips in on it. That's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. But yeah, he just kept making me laugh when he kept calling it that. And then I watched a video that Algrid said it, which then I really was like, okay, they know it's a thing for sure.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Clear my schedule. I'm Doe. Hey, Doe, how are you? Nice to see you, brother. Clear my schedule. That's awesome. I like it. I went with the Helix, but I will try the Hofstad. Yeah, Apollonius, there's nothing wrong with the Helix. You know, the Helix has got a lot of power. You can actually pair that with like a Focus 3. You know, and that's actually a good thing to pair it with because it's going to help open up that optimal window. You know, so, you know, I think that, you know, I have definitely gone with the Helix myself before too. I tend to think I've always been a little like I've always been somebody who's willing to overlook rocks or take smaller rocks to have my secondary breaks be a little easier. Not everybody. A lot of people are just like I'll manage whatever after this. I just want to be able to break the biggest rocks I possibly can, and then I'll figure out how to manage the smaller breaks. I've always been a little different in my philosophy, which is I'll pass some of the bigger rocks to be able to comfortably do the secondary breaks. That's just my own philosophy behind it, and not everybody agrees with it. Window gets really small with the Helix. That's exactly right, Apollonius. That's what I'm saying. The Hofstad, your secondary breaks and stuff are so much easier with it. Yep, well, just leave my screen on your stream for a view count, and if you had no work, thank you very much, Jade. That's awesome. I appreciate it for sure. You guys, 32 likes, by the way, you guys. I can't thank you enough for all those likes. That's very kind of you. This is my first stream back in Munster. There's Ramon. I was waiting for you. Ramon, how you been, man? It's going to get more complex in the resource manager when the ship components come in. It is. Absolutely. Ramon, how's your family? How have you been, sir? It's nice to see you. Joe says, hey, Nate. How you doing? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and figure out, there's one of these OM markers over Microtech that is directly over the pole, the north, or the pole that points at the sun. And I'm going to go ahead and go to that one and fly down and just get into some green space. And that's where we're going to... Now, you know, here's the one thing. When you fly at a Mike L2, keep in mind, when you fly at a Mike L2 and you mine in the light side, not only are you going to have to climb to 11,000, and you are going to have to climb to 11,000 to get out of atmosphere, you also have to use your OM markers to get to the dark side of the planet to get back to the refinery. So always put that in your calculus especially if you're going to pull Quantanium. You know, because it does take an extra minute or two to pull out of the atmosphere for sure. All right, we're going to go looking. I can't remember if it's OM 1 or 6. One of these, though, we'll head to. And when you look down, you see the center. Yeah, the great center. There. I wonder if it's that one. I don't know. Because that almost looks half and half. So it almost seems like it would have to be almost this one. And that seems like I bet you it is OM6. Let's go look at it. One of these you can fly straight down to in kind of you're in kind of the pole of the planet. See if that's the case here. Yeah, that's the area we're looking for right there. Now the problem is I don't know of any place that you can fly to get there. These are like a long ways away. See how they're 2,000? None of them are like 200 or something. All right, that's fine. I'm just gonna head towards that stuff right there, and we're just gonna cruise it on in. And we're just going to kind of take it on in here and have a little fun with it. Blighty, John, long time no see. John, how have you been, sir? It has been a long time. And I think for all of you who have kind of followed my channel, I'm not going to kind of rehash I just had a lot of family stuff going on. I had to take care of mom and dad there for a little while, and, just life issues, and I went from 1 to 4 grandchildren this year as well. So just a lot of life stuff was going on this year. Such a wonderful time in life for some things, and and challenges in others. But I am so happy to be back. And Sarah, neither have I. That's the thing. I have not been a big fan of mining in the Microtech area. I'm forcing myself to do it a little bit because there's like a lot of your clusters up here. The cluster value for quartz is really good. So when you find, you can find on Microtech and on Selin and on Yella as well, because that's titanium. That's good to hear. You've been good, John. That's awesome. What I'm doing is I'm trying to find what the new unicorn is a double tap or a double tier 1. So it's like Baxilite and Terranite or Baxilite and gold. A double tier 1 mixed with quartz. In a situation like that, then you're going to get double. So sometimes you can find like where it's a 36% Baxilite and a 31% Terranite, and then the rest of it's quartz. And if you find a rock like that, then you really can haul, you can really haul in a fairly clean load. Of course, it's here nor there. Now this is going to take a little while, but I want to go mine in this. I want to go mine in this more lushy area of Microtech, and that's where we're headed. So you can see we're cruising, but it's going to take it'll take a couple minutes. I found good stuff on Calliope, but that wind, yeah. Well, that's the reason I usually avoid the Microtech moons, is because the atmosphere is so crazy. That being said, I've decided to throw caution to the wind, do a little, just try to get out of my own comfort element as well. But I do have 2 different mining operations set up. I have a C2, a prospector, and a mole set up at CRUL1, covering the Crusaders, and I have a C2 and a prospector set up at Mike L2, covering up this way. So I'm going to definitely be showing you that, when I stream. I'm actually going to stream, over the next few days, just to try to work the wrinkles out, add some cut screens and some other things to the stream. But yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of streaming on Daymar, a little bit of streaming on Yella, Selin for sure, and then the Microtech moons for sure. And you can't sleep on Walla either. Walla's got good mining as well. Family is always priority 1. I'm lucky enough to relocate my 18-year-old to the Great Lakes after the new year. Nice. So that's right up, that's right up around my area, Nate. I live in northern Michigan. I don't hide that from you guys. And so, yeah, I know what you mean when you say Great Lakes. That's for sure. I only live about, maybe 20 miles from Lake Michigan. Maybe 25. Ramoyne says, I'm interested to see some mining on Microtech. I am only on YouTube. Oh, as far as my streaming, do I only stream on YouTube? Yeah, I don't stream on Twitch or anything. Maybe I'll get into that someday. I don't know that I will. I've always streamed on YouTube, and I tend to find you guys come and find me, and I think all of you know I have no expectations for this channel. I just want to mine and have people come and hang out and ask questions about mining. I want to help people that I can help. And once in a blue moon, come away with a really good load of something and have a proud day of mining. And outside of that, I really do this because I enjoy the conversation with you guys, and I enjoy the theory crafting. It's so much fun theory crafting with you guys. And when I first started streaming, I never dreamed that I would have people that would come hang out. Twitch is too twitchy, LOL. Yeah. I like where your head's at, Roy. That's funny. All right, we're starting to get a little closer here. It's not, here, I'll go ahead. I'll boost a little bit. I don't know that I can go any faster, but, we're starting to get down there. I really want to mine in this kind of greenish area down here for sure. That's my ultimate goal, and that's where we're headed. It takes a little bit of time to get down there, but it's so pretty. That's more of the alpine area where there's no snow, and also it's better contrast as well. Like when you're down this way, it's better contrast. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, this little area is endlessly light. So, anyways, cool. We're starting to. You can see we're starting to get some re-entry going there. It'd always be so sketchy. The only thing between you and that fire's, holy smokes, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sure this would be a wild ride if you're, I bought a JPEG. It says Blady. John, I can appreciate that JPEG. I really like that JPEG. And yeah, and as far as 322 goes, yeah, Ramoyne, I'm really looking forward to the second part of salvage, the hull munching part of it. I think that's going to be such a blast. And as far as the Arastra, yeah, we've been talking about it. One of the things I like about there are a couple of things I like about it. Number one is that it's got defensive capabilities. It's not that it's a 3 size 4 3 size 3 or 4 size 3 turrets. I think it's 3 size 3 turrets, each with 4 on it. That's 12 size 3 turrets. That's pretty good. Plus, it's got a pretty good complement of missiles as well. So, yeah, that thing's got some armament to it. So, it's interesting that it's a mining ship that's got that kind of combat capability. Set that aside. I like the fact that everybody's in, the captain and the people who are doing the mining are all in the same area. I think that's kind of cool too. And I like the fact that you can go from remote turret from mining to remote turret to protect the ship. Just literally, and just click Y and just enter the other remote turret. So I think that's, the fact that it can go from, it can get pretty defensible pretty quickly. It's going to be very interesting. I do love the fact that it has a refinery on it. One of the ways that I think you can justify it for yourself, even though it is an expensive purchase, it is like an Expanse and a mole at the same time. Look at that, Aosha. You are so kind to this channel, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you, sir. Just for the sake of asking, on the windy moons, are you using VTOL? Yes, I do use VTOL. And occasionally, if I have to, I'll actually land and do the braking if it's really bad. Some people back there in the background I didn't see. Ryan, welcome to the channel. Jonathan K. Walker, welcome to the channel. Dagger Spell. So, yeah, I appreciate that. That's very kind, for sure. All right, you guys, we're heading. We're gonna get here. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. After all, okay, I'm gonna switch to mouse and keyboard now, and kind of making sure I get a control here. That's great. I'm gonna bring the velocity meter down. We're down. We're 15,000 and closing, so we're starting to get down. Down here pretty good. Hey, look at that right off the bat. What do we got here? Hey, there's a 9750, and what's this one that's a little further away? An 11700. Well, let's do the 11700 first. I'll go ahead and re-click on that. You can see there I get the diamond icons. Now I can follow up with more of a long scan, and I'm going to get my first rock icon, and that's what we want. That helps, and like I said, now we can actually just, when we lose this rock icon, we can actually regain it again. Watch, if you use your scan angle just right, you can actually get the icon to come back again. So it's real simple stuff. One of the things I'm really looking forward to the star map. Boy, I really can't wait till you can scan and they change scanning and you can tag rocks. As far as just like, hey man, here's an awesome rock you can go. That to me is one of the most important things that needs to happen for mining, even though it's a little bit of an exploration type thing. So, all right, so I'm going to hit K. I'm going to double check my VTOLs yep, they're looking better. Let me actually do this as well. I'm going to kind of reposition this so it's back this way. And I am going to kind of slow down just a touch. I've lost a little bit. There we go. And here we go. We're going to get down here and take a look at these rocks and see how they look. All right, I'm excited to be down in this area for sure. Kind of in kind of the greener pastures, if you will, of and you can see some of these. You've got to be careful here. Like this atmosphere is just a little different. If you tip your nose down on the prospector, she will sink on this. So it's one of those things you're really gonna. you got to keep yourself kind of centered. It actually almost acts like it's a little decoupled in a way. It's a strange thing. So, all right, we're going to go into fracturing mode there. That's interesting. Let me just, we got to get the flash going here. All right, that one, that one. Yeah, it's weird those two are not necessarily registering but this one was, so we'll just go look at it. All right. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about here. If you look, she just kind of sinks in a way that it doesn't normally do. You know, just a tip down a little bit, and sometimes the prospector will say, "Ooh, good mass." That would have been a good mass, something we could have surged out a little bit. Look at this one's not actually giving us anything. What about this one over here? Yeah, the new UI is going to be awesome. I agree with that. Just joined, says Slater. Hey, Slater, how you been? I am on Microtech. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you can see here, we're not necessarily getting as many Brock icons as I'd like here. And one of them was scannable. The rest of them were kind of acting silly. All right, what do we got here? We've got over this way. That's a 15,000 mass, so let's go ahead and head over that way. It looks like they're up in the hills there. Let me mark that, and we'll head over that way. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Slater says, nice stream. All right, we'll head over here and see. I will take this off. We'll kind of turn up the velocity. I do have the VTOLs are down, but I will kind of keep this here. You can see when I reping, I'll get that icon back, and that's just kind of how keeps you honest, keeps you approaching in the right direction. And really, I'm going to be in this little green valley here until we find something to mine, for sure. A sip of coffee here, absolutely delicious. Little peppermint mocha today. That time of year, I guess. How do I use full screen and see the chat? Boy, that's a good question, Sarah. I don't know that I have a good answer for that. One of the things that I've had to get used to is I've gone to 4K, so I'm playing at 4K myself. And I'm using a laptop as my, to kind of keep an eye on the chat. I used to use a 49-inch, and I still have it, a 49-inch monitor and played in borderless 1440p. So on the same monitor, I could have OBS monitoring on one and that type of thing. But I've changed my setup a lot. So, but as far as that, I'm not sure. Coffee cup is empty. Time to make a new pot. I hear you, Tal. That's the right move. Look at how beautiful this is here, you guys, by the way. Just love it. Really hoping that... Yeah, this is just... I had never had this problem before today at all. Here in, I... Literally, this is the first time I've had it where rocks won't scan. Normally, you just kind of shoot them and they give you a flash, and what I mean by that is they kind of disappear or whatever, and then then you can actually see them. This is definitely something new where, and you can see once again, if I point down too far, it's the way the atmosphere works in here in Microtech. If you dip that nose too hard, it actually, I think it's just you losing just kind of the way the thrusters work. It just kind of pitches, it just kind of starts, pitching you down. I'm not, Dave. Thank you for telling me that. I actually didn't, that's the type of feedback that's really important to me, Dave. I will look, I'll go back and look at this myself. As far as the pixelation goes, I actually set the bitrate up really high. So I wonder if I need to set it back a bit or mess around. And part of it is I have brand new hardware. Right now, this box, I'm running a 7800X3D and a 4090. 64 gig of RAM on a 990 Samsung Pro drive. And I am using OBS Studio. Dave, I appreciate that feedback. I'll definitely look at, you know, some settings and I'll take a look at the pixelation, you know, with it. But you know what? Microtech's just not been, you know, it's not been friendly today at all. You guys can see. It's not been friendly at all. I mean, it's just like, you know, I'm not getting any of the rock icons. This is the second time I've come to Microtech on 2 different servers, and it's just not, it's not playing friendly. So I think we're going to head back over to, you know, I think the right move is to head back over to Clio. We're going to just, and see if, because we had found a nice cluster on Clio. I think we'll head back over there. I don't want to keep looking on Microtech and, you know, and just have it not, you know, not give me anything to mine. And I've been to Microtech 3 times in the last couple days as I was preparing for this. And it always scanned all the rocks, so I don't know what's going on with it. It's acting a little weird. Rate my coffee. I use Andy's Mint coffee. I mix some dark chocolate, hot chocolate, and a tad bit of chocolate creamer. Sometimes a little more mint. Hey, there's nothing wrong with dark chocolate and mint, Tal. You're doing great. Does Game Time need more for rocks? Well, you know what, Sarah? I hadn't noticed that before. They always, normally if you just kind of fly up to them, you know, get out of mining mode, strafe them one time, they'll blink right away, and I mean, the server FPS is like 8s and 9s, 7, 8, and 9, so it's good server FPS, you know. And I will say the first time that I came to Microtech, I definitely sat there for a while, and they never did come into. So I don't know what's going on with that, you know. But we'll head over to UTERP, and you know, and I'll keep messing with it. Watching from work to get my spaceship fixed until the time. Nice. Beats corporate meetings. That's awesome. I like it, Lord. That makes me laugh. Very intense. May need extra time. It is. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of assets on there. Or it could just be janky today. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing. I'm not going to sweat it too much. We'll just kind of climb out of here to 11,000, head over to UTERP and you know, or Clio first, and then we'll see what we get. So, like I said, the one thing about, you know, Microtech is, you know, you've got to, it's definitely a long ways to get out of the atmosphere. That is for sure. We're almost there. All right, we're about to hit it here. Wonder if the Evocati chest, you know, it might. That's a very good point. You know, Evocati is doing its thing, and there's lots of stuff happening on there for sure. And we've seen that before. If other moons are jank, maybe try another system or server. Yeah, Dave, this is the second server I've been on. The server FPS is really good on the server. I mean, you know, it's sometimes, you know, 8.5, 9. Hard to say. But yeah, I'm willing to jump, you know. OM3's over there. We'll go ahead and hit OM2 first, and then hit OM3. Need SRV to pull you back. Yeah, out of that you do. I need 2 people to grab onto this thing and get me out of here faster. You're not wrong. That's funny. Alright, and then that's the Comarain. This is OM3. We'll go hit this guy real quick. Alright, let's take a look here. Now we got a big, beautiful place to go mining here. We'll just kind of, no, I don't think that's close, is it? No, that's 660. Yeah, I think we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to fly in. Let's fly into kind of the fat part of it there. And we'll just kind of, we'll take it in here and see how we do. I just did a run on Clio, landed on Rayari, and there was 3 clusters within 10K. Nice. I try to day mine as much as I can. You know, at night, I don't know if, most of you probably know this, but at night, if you mine, your mining lasers can be seen from here. Literally, you can almost see some... I mean, whether or not it's here or not, but you can literally see somebody from way up here mining down on the planet surface. You can see their lights. It's crazy. We did an event at Klesher over the weekend. Hurston inventory was messed up across multiple servers. No issues in Orison. Yeah, Dave, I hear that for sure. Ramon says, ain't no other system until Pyro. That will be an interesting place to try mining in that prospector, but that ain't coming until 4.0. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful day when it does come, Ramon, though, isn't it? It's going to be awesome. And I've been having I think, the one thing I will tell you guys, I think the SRV is an absolute game changer. The SRV changes everything about the verse. And while it's not fully functional, eventually you're going to be able to snatch the rocks, bring them to your mining site, instead of having to bring your mining, you're going to be able to send out scouts, tag the rocks, then have your SRVs go out and pull the rocks, and have a mining and a refining place that the SRVs bring the stuff to. That is going to be so much fun. Oh my stars. So, I am really looking forward to it. We're cruising here. I'm going to go ahead and start taking my foot off the gas a touch. This isn't going to have nearly as thick of an atmosphere as Microtech is. So, you want to be a little careful here. I don't want to... Yeah, you can see here where... Now, one cool thing, if you just kind of go belly up, that will help slow you down for sure in the prospector. Another planet, yeah. Everything. Welcome to the channel. Could I play Stardust Citizen for free? Yeah, well, there was the free fly everything, and so I don't know if the free fly is still going on or not. What is that? Oh, interesting. Just a valley-ish type thing. I don't know if the free fly is going on still or not. Does anybody know? Because, if the free fly is going on, I think it is everything. Then you absolutely could play during the free fly event. And then if you have some questions about, say, starter ships and that type of thing, if you decide that you want to play, you can always ask any questions that you want about starter ships. We're happy to answer them for you. I do have, no, it's more than just the free flight is usually, I think would last, for a couple more, maybe a couple more days, I think, but, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked at what dates it is. But there are free fly events that happen several times a year, and you can play at no cost during those free fly events. It ends the 30th. Yeah, so yeah, you can play today and tomorrow everything, I think. If that is accurate information. Alright, so I'm switching to mouse and keyboard now. Let me just kind of get my functionality in place here. Good. Can I roll? Good. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can't pull it out of the fire here. We got to mine something today. Free fly ends tomorrow. Yeah, so you do have the one more day that you can do it. Hey, Knots, how are you? Nice to see you. And if you have any questions at all, everything, please feel free to ask. We're happy to help. 7,000 there. Let me go ahead and send out a secondary ping on that. So that's going to be some rocks over there, I think. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I do want to check this ping out over here, too. See if it's bigger than 7,000. That's 9,200. Okay. That's 17,910. Okay, that's the one we're going to head towards. That's going to be a juicy... It actually might have... There might be... Yeah, that's what it is. It's going to be a 12 and a 5. And they're both in the ring. That's why we're seeing that. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get a scan going and get myself a rock icon. Perfect. I saw a video yesterday about Star Engine, and I thought, oh, yeah, no, Star Citizen... It's careful. You got to be careful everything, because boy, once you get started and you realize the scale and how awesome Star Citizen is, you might catch the same fever we all got here. I just want to warn you. Let's see here. I thought it was a new game, but it said about Star Citizen new release. Can you tell me a bit about that? Now, what is it that you want to know about? More about Star Engine or more just about the game in general? This looks like rocks down here too, guys, by the way. I'm not trying to be weird, but that almost does look like rocks down here. I guess I could be wrong, but it almost did look like. I'm going to go ahead and let me do this. Mining mode. I want to turn on my VTOLs. Guess not. No big deal. Alright, right up here's a big ol'. Man, George says, love mining. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, man. Manaj. Nice to see you. How are you today? So weird since I searched this game for a few months and I joined Discord and everything was lagging and say, you know, it's poor. Well, it's in development still, everything. This isn't a polished game. You know, you're going to run into lots of, you really do want to approach this game with, there is a little bit of, it's a cautionary thing. Because there are lots of bugs, you know, it's still in development, and you still have, that's a Hephaestonite rock, it still has a long ways to go. And, you know, you really want to join with just kind of, with the understanding that it's, you know, it's not always going to be super friendly in that regard. It's you know, it definitely oh, I think I seen the flash. I did. Right, this is a picker down here, just a little guy. A real little guy, 309 mass, just a little corundum rock, no big deal. Let's go ahead and look at this guy. It's awesome and terrible at the same time. Dave is absolutely right. You know, good mass, 16,000 corundum, just a straight corundum rock there. Boy, you know, you would get down here and it has to get foggy. 19,000 mass. Barrel, okay. But it's absolutely made leaps. I think all of us, that's a nice rock. Mass is a little too high for me. I think we all can agree that the game's in a lot better place now than it was 6 months or even 8 months ago. That's going to be interesting. That's probably going to be some barrel. Barrel is very, very unstable. And then you put barrel and corundum together, and you've got yourself one tiny little window. You can hear the storm outside is pretty brutal. You know, and one thing I will say is from server to server, I mean, you know, you can have servers that are acting bad and then go to a different server and have a great experience. So that's kind of. And Borace, okay. We're gonna keep it moving. Oh my stars, yeah, there's lots of rocks over this way. Okay, there's some, that might be gems. Yep, that is. Okay, that's gonna be a gem too. Alright, more stuff over this way. Ooh, boy. 53. Alright, there's rocks there. You can see them there, and I can see them over here, too. Cool. Alright. Yeah, I mean, yes, absolutely. It's, you know, there are no loading screens. It's, you know, the sheer audacity of Star Citizen is one of the things that I think all of us are mostly impressed with. It's like they're making a game like no other here. Tell it, we'll get you sorted out on that stuff. That's good. All right. All right, let's go ahead and we're looking to get that blink here. Normally that's all it takes. Ooh, now that's not bad. That's a corundum and terranite rock. It's a little, obviously the mass at 35,000 is too big for this ship. 18,000 mass is still a bridge too far. You can hear it storming outside. Just bought VKBs. Nice. Those are great. I love my VKBs. Good time to buy them too, for sure. Those are pickers. Good mass on that rock. Oh, just corundum. I think this guy is a real little guy, but we'll look at it. Grift! Grift. Did I see you, Grift? People are saying hi to you. Good mass for this right there. It's barrel, though. Well, that's what we're all hoping for right there. You know, it's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? It's a super audacious game, but you know, I mean, you know, it definitely, you know, it's unbelievable. But it's got a long way to go, and you just want to go. All I'm saying is everything is going to it, understanding that it's not a fully polished game. That you're gonna find lots of things. You're gonna have these moments that are gonna be like, wow, this is a really kind of a hot mess. And you need to go into it accepting those. Grift, how have you been, sir? Get this man 50 like Grift. That's hilarious. That's so funny. All right, what do we got here? 70-some hundred there. All right, let's go look at those rocks. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys. Today, the percentages on the rocks have been really low. Normally, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, take my word for it. This is my first time up around Microtech. I've been going to Selin and Yella and Damar, and you know, it's very interesting to me. I mean, this is my first time up around the Microtech moons at all. And I wanted to come... Look at all those... Look at all that over there. We'll take a look. Now, let me look at now. What the heck? Yeah, 1,800, 9,200, 16,000. Holy... Oh... Maybe I'd already been there? I don't know. Maybe I did. Because all those are rock icons. That tells me I've already been there. I think Ramoyne is making a really good point, you guys. They've moved a whole lot of the Squadron 42 devs over to the PU. So remember last year when they just took all the resources and poured it into Squadron 42? Well, that announcement of it being feature complete ends up being a really good thing because they hired all these people to finish Squadron 42. And now a bunch of them are getting reorientated to work on the PU teams. And I think 2024 is going to be a great year for Star Citizen. I really do. Now, you know, that's you know, who knows? That prediction could age like milk, you know, or whatever, you know. But, you know, I mean, I think it's going to be a good year. I'm installing it, everything. Welcome to the verse. Now, one thing, everything, you know, if you have a friend who plays, make sure you use their code when you sign up. You know, if you want to, I mean, you know, using one of those codes gets you some extra money. There's a code in my description, but if you have a friend, use theirs. That's a 47% Terranite. Tiny mass, though. Oh, that's a 38. So, all right, so we'll do these rocks here. You know, there's high enough percentages of Terranite here. This one will just take a sec. Half this rock is Terranite, although it's only 5 SCU or whatever. We'll knock this out real quick. Although this will run down the hill a little bit. What do you think it will happen in 10 years? Oh, I currently have a 4090, okay? But I played on a 3070 and it played great. I just upgraded my system, though, just a couple months ago. As I was kind of getting ready for the winter session of playing. This is going to be a very easy break. Although 40% of this rock, 47% is Terranite. I just got it at 6% here. Let's see how we do. All right, 7, 8. I definitely don't want it to go racing up in there. I don't know what percentage I was that it was doing that. 10, 9. 10. Alright, starting to climb now. Let me agitate a little. You know, things are, the instability is a lot different now. You really have to keep a good eye on it. Oh, you don't need that kind of system. I was originally playing Star Citizen on a 1070 with an old processor. I mean, you know, it'll be a little choppy in the cities and stuff, but when you're in space stations or out in the verse, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I have that now, but I have a system like that always, for sure. Alright, beautiful. I'm going to put it back to 11%. Try and keep it in, have it hold in there. Smooth brake, easy brake right there. Alright. Now half this rock is Quantanium, but I'm expecting there to be at least a couple of high percentages in here. That's a 57. I knew some of this was going to snake down the hill. That's a 46. There's a 24. Yeah, there's a 61. I'll take the 61, even though it's a tiny little guy. I really try and stay north of, you know, a little bit higher percentages. Yeah, the 57 is definitely a taker. Although, okay. 44, 24. Yeah, just not really what I'm looking for there. What about this? Get this last one to scan here. $48. Yeah, we're going to we'll move on to this next rock here. Break him down and see if we do a little better. Oh, interesting. You can see like it's, like the very center of it's not necessarily. Alright, we'll get up in the optimal range here. I like it. You can see this is an 8500 mass, which about 40% of this is, you know, is got Terranite in it. 38.5%. Is the Gatex? Yeah, till the 30th. Hey, Liam, nice to see you. How have you been? All right, you guys, kind of focus on the laser here. You can see, oh, she's shooting up good there. 41 is pretty high then. We'll let it shoot up one more, give it one more burst, and then we'll start rolling it back. I'd like to creep in from the bottom of the optimal. I don't like it to blow, you know, a huge charge up in there and then have to fall back out of it if you can avoid it. You can always agitate a bit to see if you're going to get some. I'll take it up a couple percent there and agitate a bit. It's funny. It's very touchy nowadays. It's a lot different than it used to be on this part of it. Watching it, watching it, watching it. Starting to get close. I pulled back to 36. All right, 37. Looks like it's holding. 38. Let's see if it'll climb at 38. I just want to sneak in the bottom. I don't want to just blast it up into the red. 39. Agitating just a little. All right, 40. There, it's starting to push up a little now. 41. It'll eventually start pushing its way up, and then I'll have to roll it back to about 32, 33 when it gets into the green. 42. Being stingy, that's for sure. 43. Wow, she's being interesting. Alright, I took it to 51 here. What is going on? Alright, I got on 63. Is there more than one rock there? It's acting really weird. It is acting very strange. We'll get this, but it's, you know, it's I don't know, it's behaving weird. What? Oh, I wonder if the wind has been blowing me a little. I just realized how much out of optimal I was. That's what it was. I was getting pushed back out of optimal. Shoot, now that we... It's gonna fall out. It's fine. Good. Now we'll push it back. Easy break, but, you know, it was just acting a little weird at first. Alright, there we go. You can see it's all headed down the hill. Headed down the hill there. Alright, we're looking for some high percentage Terranite. Trying to get it north of 50 at least. Yeah, oh, Microtech wins for sure, Sven. Yeah. And I don't usually mind, you know, like I said, the reason I came out to Microtech is because I wanted to test the cluster value on quartzite, you know, because it definitely clusters. There's, yeah, man. Not, and the thing is unless you find like north of 40% breaks, you just don't find, it doesn't break that clean. And I will say, like, I would run out and throw an Optimax on there, but I haven't had good luck with that lately either. So, it is what it is. I mean, I don't want to take in 50-50 stuff. It's just not really what I'm out here to do today. So, you know, it's one of those things. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, by the time you take in 50-50 stuff, I mean, it's not really that great. So we're just going to get out of here. I want Sig to drop a new medium-sized salvage. Oh, yeah. There you go. I like it, Liam. Alright, let's look around some. Alright, we need to speed up, though. Okay, there we go. Oh, yeah, there were all these icons over here, though, wasn't there? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I decided I'd already seen those before, so we're going to head this way. We'll kind of stay on a 105 heading from here on out. Oh, you can, yeah, I mean, everything's you can manually, yeah, you manually land. Everything here, I'll show you something, just so you can understand something. Let me find a flat spot over here. All right, I'm gonna go back to sticks. This is this is for science for everything. Here, I'll drop the gear. Right? Let me find a nice flat spot over here. And once again, this is just for science for everything. Don't want to land on that rock if I can avoid it. You can see the wind's blowing good. I came down a little rough. And I'm on a little bit of a hill. So up we go. Hold on. Just going to push forward just a touch. You can see that wind blowing me good. All right, how are we looking there? A little better. Look at the wind grab this thing. All right, hold on. I'm going to come right over here, and I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put my nose in the wind. And it's blowing me. You can, yeah, I mean, it's definitely. All right, well, all right. How are we looking there? Good. All right, here. This is for you, everything. Watch. Killing my engines. Hopefully the ship won't get blown away. But, you know, no, this is, you know, this is why we play this game. I turned them off. There you are, man. Now here, we'll go look at this rock together. Oh yeah, another player could steal my ship. You bet they could. Yeah, I have my helmet on. No, you know. And then there are ground vehicles and ships that can carry ground vehicles, and I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on. And if you forget your helmet, yes, you can absolutely choke to death in bad atmosphere. So, just wanted to give you an idea. I mean, the scale of this game is insane, man. Oh yeah, you can hear. Yeah, oh yeah, it's full atmosphere. The wind can steal my ship. That's exactly right. It could. So. Alright, up we go. Alright. Oh, I want to be about a 105 or so, I think is what I'd said I wanted to kind of stay after. Yep, there we go. 3,100 there. Let's take a look at that. Alright. That probably is a diamond icon, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, yes. Alright, we'll keep on keeping on here. Well, this has been a very, I mean, you know, there has not been much mining on the old mining stream today. It's been, and I will say, I have not spent a lot of time around the Microtech area, you know. Boy, I had a halfway decent run yesterday as I was setting up for the stream, but I think when I do my next stream, we'll head back over to Silent and Yella area. You know, like, I definitely love the cluster value of quartz. Titanium isn't that far behind it, though. And I really do feel like, you know, hey, I mean, I haven't seen... What's been surprising to me is I generally see lots of north of 40% percentages for Tier 1 resources. And even over here I have before in the past, and I'm just not seeing that right now. That might be a rock right there. Is that a single rock Yeah, let's go look at this guy real quick. I think it's just a single. We'll take a look at it. Alright, let's go ahead. And I've been picky just trying to get tier 1 resources. Obviously, when it comes to base building, you know they're going to need lots of other things. Look at that, just quartz and, you know, lots. They're going to need lots of resources besides the ones that are the most profitable. 85. What's this guy here? 7. What's this guy here? 43. That's going to be a gem icon. Yep. And I wonder if I can get both these in my... I can. Alright. Alright, that's a gem icon. Okay. We'll head over here towards the rocks. Kugel, nothing like mining the Halo while listening to an audiobook. I hear that, Kugel. The one thing I will say is, Kugel, have you been finding many clusters in the Halo lately? I certainly have not. I don't mind Halo mining though. Either respawns or has to call for a ride if he's. Oh yeah, you. There are times when, like, if your ship blows away, you might have to call for a rescue. No, the building isn't in yet. Base building's not in yet. It's gonna come. They say it's gonna come sometime in the next year or so. We'll have to wait to see if that's how it works out. I don't know if we're gonna get that quite that lucky. Okay, got some rocks over that way. What about this guy over here? Let me do this. I think that's going to be a gem icon. Yep, cool. Alright, what do we got here? That's Beryl and Corundum. That's not going to do it for us. Good mass. Ooh, what do we have there? Ah, it's Beryl. Nothing worth taking there. I have a genius method for salvage with the freight elevators coming. Ooh, do tell. Well, we always share information around here, Lee. I think I see invented. What do we got here? Is that... Yeah, Beryl is crazy. Yeah, here's my other rock icon. We'll head to it. LOL day. Soon, TM. That's awesome. Wow, we have... I'm enjoying the heck out of this, but as far as... Has not been, I would say, the best mining today, but that's okay. We certainly are having a good time, and I'm really enjoying the conversation. Make 12 SC solo trips in the Vulture? No. How about that? Guys, I don't know if you caught that, where the Vulture and the Reclaimer are actually going to store the RMC in memory or something like that. And then you'll go down and make the boxes after. That is going to be amazing. That's going to be a crazy change. So you don't. It's like held in buffer or something, and that is going to be a very interesting. So you're going to be able to, like, sit in the lasers up there for the longest time, and make like 300-400 in a Reclaimer, 300 or 400 SCU, and then head down after that and make the boxes. That's going to be nuts. Oh, it didn't. Alright, so we're looking for something around, 8, I mean, obviously we're just looking for high percentages of something. There's a 27% Bexelite. We are looking for stuff that's like north of 40%, and we're just not having a really good time of it. That's a Festinite. That's not a great resource. That's a Festinite. 31,000 mass is going to be a little too big for us. That's a 46% Terranite. Too bad. I've seen a couple of nice Terranite rocks that have been just too big of a mass for this ship. Look at this flying into the sun. We'll do this. Okay, what do we got here? Got a rock icon there. What about this guy? Alright, got some rock icons. We'll head to him. I really do like this. Cleo's pretty. I'm enjoying the hue here. Fig, how are you? Nice to see you. How you been? I just noticed Fig was around. Hey, Fig. Phantom, how are you? Welcome to the channel. How you been? All right. We'll check this guy out here.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
Didn't think this was a single rock, but maybe it was. It's just a. That's at Hephaestonite too.
Fracturing mode on.
Yeah, definitely not what we're looking for there. Beautiful green hue of.
Mining mode.
All right. Oh, there's some more over there. I can see them. Oh yeah. Plenty of rocks around here. RKL1 won't let me do any work orders. Yeah, we've seen that where it's stuck in sign out, Phantom. I know what you mean. Hello from Russia. Hey, Ivan, nice to see you. How are you, sir? Appreciate you stopping by. What do we get?
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on. Fracturing mode.
Alrighty.
Mining mode off.
Oh, it was behind that little hill. That's why we weren't scanning it. That's cool. Cool mass. Ooh, 43% Bexelite. But it is quartz. We might be able to do this rock. I have no guarantees on that. We're going to give it a try though. With the Stampede, it really is out at the edge. Hey, MacLeod, thank you for that. That's awesome. I will say that this is probably a bridge too far, but we're going to give it a try. It's not, potentially with the Stampede and maybe being a little. I'm going to go a little closer than optimal. We'll see what we get. I don't think we're going to be able to do this guy. I don't. But we're gonna try nonetheless, because this is right in our wheelhouse of what we're looking for. Tella! Thank you, Tella. That's so kind of you. Any workaround, I stopped the game, but anything else I can do? Oh, you know what? Just jump servers, Phantom. Like, I will jump over to, like, an Australian server or a European server just to go ahead and do that. Ivan says, I'm fine. A little cold for now. Sometimes come to see your streams. I appreciate that, Ivan. Welcome, Mech and Tella. That's awesome. All right, you guys, let's fire this thing and see what we get. See if we get any luck. Nope. I'll go in a little further. 15.7 is just a bridge too far, but it's a good rock, and I thought we'd take a crack at it. If this was more around 12, we'd absolutely be able to get it. But it's 15, so she's just a bridge too far. That's okay, though. And it's right over here. I think there were other... Right? Yeah, they're right there. I really like how, with the hues, you can see the diamond icons really good here. Thank you both, Mac and Tala. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Ooh, lots of opportunities here. Let's take a look. All right, we'll get out the old... Alright, we'll leave the light on. Alright, let's cross our fingers here. That's a 23% Terranite. That's not quite high enough for us. 622 there that's a barrel. A lot of these purple ones I like to call pickers, where they're already down into mass where you could extract them. That's corundum and beryl. Ah, hopefully we get something here that's decent within our good mass for us. And what do we got? It's too bad it's beryl. If we see, it's either going to be Quantanium or beryl when you see that small of an optimized window. That's a 22% Bex, not high enough percentage there for us. We really are looking for like a 40%. This will have beryl in it. Yep. That's a picker. I'll look at it at least. It's definitely been a tight window today. It's interesting. I mean, I did a couple of runs and didn't have any problem finding anything. But today it's been a bit of a struggle trying to find anything worth kind of mining that's in our range that we can get. All right. And the other thing is we're starting to get into the evening time, and I like to mine in the day. So let's do this. Let me just make sure I've got a clear route. And let me see if I can find an OM marker. Look at that pretty purple. It's like green and purple. I'm looking for an OM marker. I don't want to go to UTERP per se. Huh. There's one. We'll just hit this comm array real quick. Or what Dave said. Nice. Alright, I'm headed back. I always want to mine on the light side of the planet. That's just how after it gets dark, I don't like it because people can see you, pirates can see you from so far away. Not that they gain anything by coming and mining, going after me. Jeez, oh Christmas, I wouldn't say we've been, we're not flooded with, anything worth taking, that's for sure. Cool. It's weird. Normally you'd have, like, I was going to say, normally you'd see a place where there's Rayari. I think these places are all dark-sided right now. I'll hit OM5 real quick and see. It's way on the other side of the world. I think we'll take a ride over to UTERP real quick and see how we do. Maybe there's some place I can quantum to on the light side of the planet over there. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, no, I don't want. Yeah, I didn't want that. I don't want that static. Bud's Growery, huh? Yeah. We'll go hit Bud's and get away from it. Oh, Mac, I appreciate that so much. That's so awesome. I love mining in Star Citizen. It's not, certainly as we've discussed, it's not in the most lucrative place right now. That being said, it's super, it's going to be an integral part of the game. Resource collection is going to be super important when it comes to, resource acquisition, when it comes to base building and some of those other things. So, yeah. And wife going for a nap here on back. Nice. I like it, Jay. All right, you guys. Let's take a look here. There's probably going to be nothing out on there. We'll fly the edge of that though. All right. It has been an interesting run over here today, for sure. As I have not found a whole lot that I've been willing to pull onto the old prospector. Oh, I got some opportunity markers there. Let's take a look. That's a 4,000 mass. That's going to be a single gem right there. Yeah, what's this guy? Oh, there's some rocks over there. Cool, let's go check those out. Alright, let me get back in the mining mode. We'll slow it down here. Drop the VTOLs. Make sure that's happening. Yep. Let me get in a little better position back here. Alright. We'll head on in here and... Oh, I mean, as far as upgrading your prospector, you know, I do recommend right now the Hofstad and the Stampede. That's the laser kit that I like to have. But other than that, you know, you don't need anything different or special for air and halo mining. Outside of, I always recommend getting the mole bags and putting them on the prospector, so you go from that 32 SCU to 48 SCU, because that actually makes a huge difference in the profitability on the prospector. I haven't done it yet with this prospector. Like I said, you know, guys, when I started out today, it was really just about doing a test stream with my new equipment. And so, yeah, I really wasn't worried about coming out here and maximizing. I was hoping to have a little bit more to mine, I'll be honest with you with that. But it's alright. Alright, I got the... See how they just flash for a second? And then once they flash, you know, you can scan them. Alright, this is copper. So this is... Copper's heavy. It's only a... Did that say 47? Okay. Yeah, let's do this. We'll do this rock. 47% Bexelite. We're not going to sleep on that. Pretty washy as far as the... I'm going to use my shadow. Watch this. I'm going to kind of lean on my shadows for some contrast here. This shouldn't be too hard of a break at all. Just kind of keeping an eye on the optimal window. I rolled it back pretty good. Now I'm starting to step it up to push it back in. I'm trying to use my shadow to give myself a little bit of contrast. I pushed back up to 22%. That was a little more than I wanted to, but yeah, you can see I dropped down to 5 as it really tried to roll up on me. I put it back to around 11. I'm trying to hold it in there just long enough to get the break done. It fell out for just a sec, but I pushed it back up to 16, and that's a good break. All right. Really looking for stuff that's north of 40-some%. Hopefully. Yeah, there's a good bet. There we go. There's 86% Bexelite. That's a decent pull right there. We'll take it. And what do we got here? That's 100% copper. So this broke pretty clean. I like it. Well, Jade, if you look me up in game, I'm V underscore V. You can see that's me up there. Right here. I'm happy to help with prospector bags if you need a hand. Just look me up. 48 there. Looking for things north of 50 if we can. Oh, 70. Love it. We'll extract that. It's not a big rock, but we'll take it. Alright, what do we got there? That's a 50-50. And there's one more here. Let's take a look at it. Oh. I drank coffee and keep bumping myself off of it. Ah, 32. Okay, let's look at the rest of these. I can always come back and get some of that stuff. I haven't looked at the rest of these rocks. Ooh, here's a big rock. This is a 67,000 mass rock with laranite in it. Yuck. Alright, what do we got here? 18,000 mass rock. That is a 30... Yeah, too bad the mass is a little bit bigger. I won't be able to break it. 2,400 mass rock. Mostly copper. Laranite. What's this guy? Probably going to be a pretty big rock. Yeah, 80s. Once again, a very big mass rock with laranite. Boy, I forgot how much I enjoy this. This is fun. Even though we're not finding a whole lot, I just love it. Laranite. All right, what do we got here? Last of the Mohicans on this particular one. Nice. Gold is at 33 there. Not quite high enough. Let's just kind of get out of here. We'll head back this way. You can see, obviously, the Microtech moons are super weathery. I mean, and so it's just one of those things where it takes a little bit of time to, nothing comes easy with the wind and the elements in Microtech, but that's okay. I wish Microtech itself would allow the rocks to scan. It's just, I don't know why it's not. It certainly had been, and that's where I really was planning on doing most of my mining today. But, over 2 trips there, I probably, I was unable to scan more rocks than I was able to scan, so it just wasn't a lucrative thing. Kind of quiet too, as far as opportunity markers go. But it sure is pretty. Love it. All right, we're cruising along here. Absolutely beautiful. I will tell you. I think I'll head back to selling for sure. Holy mackerel. All right, here, I'm going to speed up just a touch. Here's a 2480. That's probably just going to... Oh, no, it is rocks, actually, I think. Might be wrong. No, it's gems. Okay. I seen 2 flashes there, so it made me think that maybe that was more than... Oh, there's one at 10.2. What do we have over there? 1840. That's just a gem. Can't say it ain't pretty, though. Holy smokes. $2,400 over there, yep. Wow, this is a pretty quiet part of the the verse here when it comes to opportunity markers. A barren wasteland. That's awesome. Oh, no. There's something right there. What do we got? Oh, 9,300. And it's a diamond icon. Hey, there's Sage. Nice. Hey, Sagey, how you doing? That's awesome. Hey, Mr. Porter, how you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome aboard. Hope you're doing well. What on earth is going on? All right. We'll really start covering some ground here. Hey, son, thanks for joining. Appreciate seeing you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I appreciate it, sir. All right, here's a little something, something. I've been there, though. I knew I was kind of heading back in the direction I'd already headed. And it's good. It's good that you know, if you scan rocks, it keeps all the icons. So I know I've already been there. The reason I turned and started heading that way is because I noticed that I was, you know, once again starting heading into the dark, and I don't want to do that. I want to kind of head towards the sun and keep that out in front of me if I can. Hit the like button. Thank you, son. That's so kind of you. All right. Well. I'm gonna collapse the VTOLs too here. We're gonna try and speed up a bit and cover some more ground. And I think this is the one, right, where we've already... Yep, we've already been there. Ooh, 49 likes, you guys. We almost got 50 likes on the first day back. Wow, that's awesome. I appreciate it, truly. I'll tell you. And it's been a, you know, no pun intended, man. It's been a rocky day, mine, and holy mackerels have been quiet. Obviously, not getting any scans at all on Microtech. Calliope was pretty quiet. No, I never seen a percentage that was very high in Calliope at all, which is weird. A lot of gem icons here, but not a lot of rocks. You know, here on Uturp, Cleo was actually pretty quiet. So, yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, and like I said, Microtech's not an area I generally mine. You know, I usually am around the CRUL1 area, and I'll, you know, when I stream here the next time, I'll go back that way. I was really hoping that there was, you know, like I really wanted to kind of mess around with the quartzite stuff. And hey, Ramon, 51 likes, that's awesome. You know, it's nice to break up the scenery now and then too, obviously. But this is really quiet as far as a, you know, as far as just icons in general. There's a 9,000. It does look like it's going to be some rocks down in there. All right, let's go take a look at them. So nice, I hit like twice. I like it, Nate. That's awesome. Love it. That's so funny. All right. Oh, wait a minute. We got another something over there. Ooh, Ooh, rocks over that way too. Okay. We'll get over this big hill here. Looking like the Hindu Kush here, you know. What the heck? Kind of Himalayas. Alright, let's take a look at these rocks. You know, it certainly seems like there are some good rock mine opportunities here for sure. ROC mining opportunities. I mean, definitely seen lots of gem icons. Right up over the hill here.
Extraction mode on. Mining mode on.
Cross our fingers and 250k richer thanks to your variant. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Got that hammerhead to go. That's awesome. I have to do some of those SRV missions too. Cleo, quantum mean the sign of you Pam. Oh, yeah. Well, my QT to Cleo just quantumed me into the side of New Pat. I need those X hours sign. Yeah. All right, that's a 20% gold. Not high enough. If they're south of, 40% and you break them, it's so concentrated in other stuff, you're just not going to get a very good pull. That's a Festinite. Crossing my fingers here that one of these has got something, 1820 is a pretty small mass. And just quartz. And then what's this guy? That looks like a pretty good size rock. Good mass. Cross our fingers here. Ah, it's a Festinite. Not good. Now, it seemed like there was some rocks over this way, right? Yeah, there's something over this way. Maybe it was more over this way. Ah, there's the opportunity marker. Yeah, they're there. Let's go take a look at these. Eric Estrada would be perfect for mining here with all those gems. Yeah, it's chips. You'd be getting all those chips. That's so funny. Yes, the Eric Estrada would be good here. Gem icons before we get to the rock icon. Something was glowing there on a ping. Ooh, look at that's a healthy load of gems down there. MacLeod says, "Do you have a Discord server?" Yeah, there's look me up in game, Mac, for sure. We can talk about it. A couple different options there. And a really good, one, depending on what it is you're looking for. But we're always looking for new people to come hang with us. And if you look me up in game, we can or look me up on Discord, we can chat about it for sure. All right, that's a corundum and Hephaestonite. What do we got here? That's corundum and Hephaestonite. What about this guy? It's a picker, little guy. Corundum and Hephaestonite. Oh boy. Just straight corundum. That mass is going to be too big for me. And it's a 24% gold. Not a bad rock by any stretch of the imagination. But not what we're looking for. I'm going to look. Is there an... Yeah, there's an OM over there, right? Let me get up in the air just a touch, and we'll hit that OM over that way. I want to go across this lake. I don't want to... I don't think there's I don't think there's anything on this lake worth looking at here. Alright, let's look down. Yeah, there have been some 30Ks for sure. Alright, let me go hit OM6 here. I'm going to look down at from there. Looks a little closer to the sun to me. Absolutely. How far is that? 417. 390. Alright, we're not. We'll just head down, like, to this green area over here. Yesterday I had 330s. Yeah, you know, it was really weird. We, you know, for a little while, 30s, it was a little cleaner. But, you know, yeah. I mean, obviously with the Evocati and that type of thing, for sure. Okay, we'll do recently retired from a long career in telecom industry and have plenty of time to goof off. Now, Mac, I love it. You know, and you'll find that, you know, in our group, there's a lot of older, you know, guys, and so, you know, a good mix of younger and older guys, but there's a lot of us that just, you know, are easy peasy, just like to have a good time, and, you know, pretty low key as far as that goes. Not a lot of drama, which is the most important thing. Yeah, I'm lucky I can't, if I can make my ship lift off. Now, do you have VTOLs like these here? Because you have to, you know, your VTOLs have to be rotated with some ships to get to lift off. What temps do you have outside now? Ooh, Ivan, I live in northern Michigan, so it's actually pretty cold outside. It's probably in the, well, I mean, you're Russian, so cold is. But no, I mean, it's probably in the 30s outside right now. Uh-oh, boys. I might have been going a little too fast. Oh, I saved her. I was gonna say I was cooking there for a second. The atmospheres are a little different. Back in the day, that could have been trouble. All right, let's see how we do here. Okay, let's just kind of give her a ping and see how we do. Good. There's some opportunity markers. We're starting to see some stuff. All right, what do we got there? We got a 1770. What do we got over here in the hill? 12740. There we go. That's what we're looking for. All right, let's fly over here and see what we got. Ah, Slater says I'm in Battle Creek. I'm in you know, I live a little south of Traverse City, Slater. Absolutely love it up here. Snow on the ground now? Oh yeah, we got a couple inches for sure. Couple of inches for sure. You know, definitely you know, good snowstorms, you know, the last couple days. I can see the rocks down there, you can see them too. They're down there. Cross our fingers, we have had very, very... Now, it's not like we've taken on a ton of bad stuff. I mean, we just have one SCU of copper, one SCU of quartz, and quartz, and we've got about 6 SCU of good stuff. So we've got a good, you know, what we've decided to take has been good. But it's definitely one of those things where...
Extraction mode on. Mining mode off. Mining mode on.
We have about 10 Fahrenheit. Oh, and snow is falling. Yeah, that's chilly. Oh, switch technician. Wow, nice. All right, that's Hephaestonite. I think this guy was Hephaestonite as well. That's just a picker. Right there, just a little picker. So nothing crazy there. All right. Hephaestonite and copper. Yikes. Although this is a really pretty little area here, I'll tell you. 3,300 mass rock there. Oh, agricium at 48%. That's not something I mind, but nice high percentage of it. Ah, well, that's you a corpse. I did say corpse. That's a 27% backs. That's not terrible, but not quite high enough. It'll just break into a concentrate. There's a 38,000 mass rock. That would be a big mole rock if it was worth it. A lot of Hephaestonite I'm seeing, you know, over here. Good mass for us here, and only a 22% Terranite rock. So we're gonna one more time go back to the. Ooh, hey, a couple opportunity markers. There's a 1770. What do we got here? Oh, it's just a 620. That's a single gem. All right, we're gonna pick a direction. I'm gonna say we're gonna do a 310 here. Just kind of stay on it so we don't retread the same old ground. We don't want to do that. It's funny, I would say, as we all know, things ebb and flow, right? Right now is the age of the mole. There's no question about it. But I mean, I am surprised. I mean, having spent now a couple hours here up on these Microtech moons, really not find. I mean, don't get me. I could have ran trash back many times. I mean, obviously, but you know, if you're trying to find a halfway decent profitability load, holy mackerel! You know, we definitely have. It's definitely been an interesting day today. Now that is 10,800. All right, let's go over here and check this out. It's pretty. I like this spot that we picked here at UTERP. It is pretty. Kind of a sagey green. Ooh, 56 likes too. You guys have been so good to me today. We've had some people that have joined as well. Hey, Benjamin, how have you been? Welcome to the channel. Tend to have more luck at the Lagrange stations for Prospector. What do you grab there, Benj? Everything I find on planets is too large or junk. Yeah, well, I've had pretty good luck on Daymar and stuff. I just was up here, thought I would, I was trying to kind of abuse Quartzite with its cluster value, thinking maybe I'd find something up this way. But yeah, it's definitely been a pretty, but it's always a small sample size though. You always have to remember one server, one day is not necessarily, indicative of how it generally is. Speaking of quant days, how's Halo this patch? Ooh, 58, love it. Nice. The one thing I will say about the Halo is it's as chill as ever, right? But the only thing is I don't find clusters there. There's tons of single rocks. Yeah, Selin has been the best for me too. 100% I've been on Selin and Yella and Daymar, but Selin out of the three is, if I had to pick one, it'd be Selin for sure. I think we've had pretty good luck on Selin. I completely agree with that. I want to say around this 310. We'll just keep cruising along here. Ramoy says, gotta go. Hey, Ramoy, thanks, man. It's good seeing you, sir. Hope you and your family are well. And we'll see you around the way. For sure, brother. So nice to see some of the faces that we used to see, and Ramoy is definitely one of them, and has always been a great contributor to the channel here. And I've really appreciated how much he's always willing to help people when they have questions, and is just a good dude all around. Ooh, a little ping off to the side there. What do we got? Just a 1770, just a single gem more than likely. All right, cruising along here, looking for more. Even the amount of opportunity markers seems to be a little down. There's 9,000. What do we have there at that? All right, that definitely looks like rocks. We'll get a full scan on them there. All right, that's good. We got an opportunity marker to a rock icon, and we'll move in. Cross our fingers, and hopefully there's something in there to mine. Enjoying the beautiful vista of Euterpe as we kind of glide on in here. Cruising along here. All right, we'll take it into mining mode. Alright. Don't see them yet. I think they must be just up over that hill there. I'm beginning to see them. I think they're right there. Just beyond that hill. I think I see one of them anyways. Like about right where I got my cursor. Moving on in. All right. Oh no. I hope I haven't retreaded old ground. I think I might have. Maybe not. All right, what do we got here? 2,300. You know, a little bit bigger than I could mine with this guy. There's another one that's just a touch too large. 24% gold there. Tiny, good mass, but just a Grisium, so nothing we're gonna mine. And Hephaestonite. Ugh. Alright, what's off to the side here? It looks like maybe a single rock. Benjamin says, you looking forward to the Arastra? I admit, kind of bummed Argo didn't. Yeah, I will say, Benjamin, I'm with you. I was definitely, was hoping for Misk or Argo, when it came to the mining ship. Although I will say, the capital was already decided to be an RSI ship. So it doesn't bother me that the Arastra ended up being RSI in the sense that it's kind of a trainer tool. I think it's going to be a really good trainer for the Orion. And I think that they have a lot better sense of what mining's going to be at the end of all things. So I really like the Arastra. I like that it's got a little bit of defensive capability. I do like that everybody that sits in the same kind of area. I like the remote turrets. You can swap between the mining turrets and the combat turrets, so you're kind of in position either way. I am interested to find out if there's going to be a situation where 27% gold. That's a very big. Look at the wind push me, you guys. I don't know if you can notice it, but I'm trying. The wind is definitely at me here. Kind of cool. That happens on Euterpe. I mean, you can see I've got... Do I have the VTOLs down? I do. I'm going to have to change and use burst. You can see it's pushing me. It's like I have to kind of fight through it to get a little headway going. Alright. The winds of Uterp have picked up. Size 3, yeah. Well, and I know it's funny because I've watched a lot of stuff on the Arastra, and I did watch like Red Monster Gaming and Croncy on Salty Mike, and one of the things that they said, I just don't, and I don't know that and I could have misunderstood them, and they're both way more knowledgeable dudes than I am. But you know, the whole thought about how like breaking the rocks down to how they're like, well, you're not going to be able to, break them down or whatever. I think it's just going to, I think ultimately it's just going to extract bigger rocks. It just point blank. There's no way that you're going to need the prospector. It's not going to be a thing. You're not going to have the Arastra. It's like, oh, I broke them down to a certain point. Too bad I don't have the prospector out here to finish them off. So we can't take in any of this stuff. I don't think that's going to be a thing. So and I might have misunderstood that, but I know there's a little bit of controversy about the laser being too big to like break down the little things. I just think it's just going to be able I think it's going to be able to extract larger rocks. That's what I think. Those size 3s are just going to extract rocks that are 6,000 to 10,000 without a problem. We'll see though. It just seems like, it's supposed to be like the ultimate, like, kind of on-your-own mining ship, and it's like, too bad the prospector didn't come. What? That doesn't make any sense to me. Too bad we don't have a mole to break these down. We've got to leave all this stuff here. I don't know that that's going to be really a thing. Other than that, though, I am excited about the ship. All right. There's definitely... I'm going to look for the diamond icons. I think it's right here. Yes. All right. No, that's what I'm saying, Dave. This whole concept about how you're like, there's no way they're gonna have, oh, that thing, it can't deal with it. It's just gonna use the tractor beam to like pull it into a spot where it can grab them or something. I don't think that it's gonna have that situation where it's like, oh, my lasers are too big to break this rock down, so I've got to leave it. They're going to have some workaround for that. Although we'll find out, I want to believe in my heart, I guess. I hope I'm not being naive. It just seems it's like, oh my gosh, we didn't bring a mole or a prospector, so we can't get this rock when we're out here. That doesn't seem like it would be a thing. Something someone noticed from the concept art is mining lasers will look like 2 heads. Yeah, there is 2 heads there. So is it going to be like a size 1, size 2, size 3 combo? Is it going to be tractors on there? It's a great question. I just have a feeling that it's going to be able to handle the small breakups too. And it might just be that it processes bigger pieces or whatever. Boy, let's cross our fingers here, guys. I'd really like to do some mining. You're on the mining stream. Believe it or not, I really would like to do some mining. I'm looking for that flash that we normally... Oh, okay. Ooh, now that's too bad. It's a 30,000 mass rock, but a decent gold at 36%. What is this guy? This is going to be a 1,500 mass rock with quartz and hephaestonite. Is that guy up in there? Ah, it is. It's neat. It's in that little caldera there. 26,000 mass rock. The Arastra can equip smaller mining heads as well. I'm really curious to see how it doesn't make the mole obsolete. It's an excellent question for sure. I mean, and that's what some people were saying. Like, well, if I, the one thing I will say is if I have 3 people, I'm not going to choose the mole over the Arastra. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's going to be interesting for sure. I like the idea of being able to vacuum up bigger rocks less. Yes, exactly. I hope that's the case. 33% pixel. Yikes. And the pickings have been slim. I'll break it and see if See if there's anything worth scooping out of it. It's just these, when it's down 33%, it's just, there's usually just too big of a mix. Whoa. See that? She was jumping up there pretty quick. All right, 13. 16, agitating. It's going up. Hold on here. I know that you guys are chatting, but I'm looking at watching here. I don't want to. There we go. Good break. Dave says, yeah, I wouldn't think you would need to bring the prospector, but maybe the big rock's only breaking the bigger chunks that can be broken by the grass, so that will be interesting. And it scoops more, perhaps? Yeah, hard to say. G-Man says, hey, Shorts, love your channel. Question, how did you get that view in your prospector being able to see all MFDs? Oh, G-Man, I did a video a long time ago. There's an actual setting on a file that you can change. You'll have to you'll have to dig around on my channel for it. You can see the wind starting to blow me a little bit. But yeah, there's an actual setting that you can change that modifies how far you sit back in the seat in the prospector. You'll have to dig through my older videos, but it actually walks you through how to fix that. They need to make room for all 4 mining ships. Yeah, you're right about that, Dave. I think the mole will go the way of the raft. Interesting. Better storage. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Found 38k mass, 30% quant in a prospector. Nice. That's a nice one, Toe. Prospector's already difficult to find rocks. It is. I mean, to find them in the right size, the right size and then the right concentrations and stuff, it's not easy. I like doing it. But, I mean, if I was just interested in earning AUEC, I wouldn't have done this today. This is, no one is out here mining for money. Don't get me wrong. People who enjoy it certainly are, is what I mean. But no, you shouldn't be, this isn't the best, look, I don't even think anything got over, oh, there was an 84%. Oh, I'll take that one. Okay, we'll take that. I look for them like that, that just have high percentage. 23 is not going to do it. Even half and halves I don't really particularly care for. What's this guy? I love the Prosy, but it's rough. It is. Oh, there's another 82%. Alright, that's good. What about this guy? 100% inert and then a 50-50 ball. Alright, I think that was all of it here though, right? So we'll keep on moving. What do we got over this way? Ooh, 99.20. Oh, it's going to be a gem. Yep. Get back to the old 310-ish. There we go. I try and head in one, like, if you look there, that 310. I try and pick a direction and head to it. I'm famous for just flying back over the same ground. Hey, Dave, thanks for joining me today, man. I appreciate it. I know it wasn't the most, just drama-filled mining sesh, but I appreciate you coming and hanging out, brother. Have yourself a good day. I appreciate it. Help, I can't hold water bottles. Sometimes you can set them on the ground and then pick them up and drink them from there. That's what I do a lot, is take my helmet off And you got to make sure your helmet's off, you know, for some of that. But I take my helmet off, and then I'll just drop the drink on the ground, and then from the ground I'll say drink, and it will pick it up, and then you can kind of drink with it, Jade. Yep, you drop it from inventory. You grab it and drag and drop, and use that little hand icon that drops it at your feet from inventory. And then it will be on the ground, and then you can just grab it and hit drink. If it doesn't fall through the floor or glitch or do something silly like that. Juan Carlos! Hey! How are you, sir? Nice to see you, brother. Hope that you're doing well. Haven't seen you. I know I have been busy, sir. But, yeah, no, it's nice to see you. I'm glad that you're, glad that you decided to join. Really appreciate it. Awesome. Guys, listen, look at my hydrogen fuel. We've been out her for a while. Holy mackerel. That's all I'm looking at. Come on, give me one no more good, halfway decent rock. Going to test that for sure. All's good. Ton of time without playing SC. Yeah, I definitely had to take a little break. Just had a lot of family business I had to take care of, and now that we're settling in for the winter, kind of back on the grind, enjoying it for sure. I'll tell you what, though, opportunity markers are few and far between out here today. This is unusual. It really is. I mean, I don't know if I just have, I'll definitely go back to selling for sure, because it's, oh boy, these Microtech, this Microtech situation has been a little dry today. Yay, Jade! I can drink. I know. It's always crazy when you're like, please just let me pick up the stuff. I know what you mean. It's been beautiful today, and I haven't had to fight too much wind. A little bit, but the not finding high percentages of stuff to mine, and oh boy, this would be a perfect stream for CIG to watch, and maybe give an idea of what am I doing wrong? What can I have done better? You hate to say, I spent a couple hours out here and I made it 110K. Give me a break. Oh, my stars. But I will say I really am enjoying how pretty it is out here. And finally a Nikon, what do you know? Uh-oh. What do we have here? Hey, there's a big one. They're right over there. Alright, let's fly over that way and see if we get lucky. See if we can get lucky. I've had an absolute blast today, I will say that. I will, as I mentioned to you guys earlier, this is all new equipment. I don't, I don't have a lot of, this is the first stream I've done with all the new equipment I have. New computer, monitor, I'm using a different method for, for kind of keeping an eye on the chat. And so for the most part, I'm pretty happy with the way things have gone today. I'll go back and pay it, definitely keep an eye on the audio and that type of stuff. All right, we got, oh, it's way up there still. I was like, where's it at? Up here on the hill. Let's go up that way. Yeah, moving back. Yeah. Selling for sure. I definitely, I'm not for, me, this is always for science, right? This is always for people to come and ask questions, and I've mined enough to know, I've done a lot of solo mole mining. I've done a lot of, prospecting. I kind of know the lay of the land right now, except for, you know, I did try to come up here and take, you know, I was looking at the clustering values, and titanium has a good clustering value, and quartz has a good clustering value, and I wanted to kind of see if I could, you know, see what kind of rocks I could find up here, because it's pretty heavy quartz up this way, particularly on Microtech, but I could not get anything to scan on Microtech, which was weird. Ah, they blinked, so I know that once they blink, then you know you're going to get the scan results. Let's see what we got here. This is a great mass rock for us. It is copper, but it's hephaestonite. That's not going to work. This is going to be... $22,000 mass is a bridge too far, but a 23% gold. My guy's a little thirsty, but that's okay. We'll fix that in a little bit. 15,000 mass rock, the time I spent to get one load, and yeah, well, and like I said, I mean, this has been exceptionally brutal today, but that's okay. That's a 35% picker. You know, sometimes you got working on audio, and I sing it. Fair enough, man. 32% are there. That's not a great mass rock. Man, I just, give me that 8,000 that's got like a 40% tier 1. If you could. It's not like I haven't seen, I've seen a couple of high 40% rocks, but, they're usually at a mass I just can't break with the prospector. So it's been interesting. Now, I'll definitely be doing some solo mole mining. This is a doable mass if it's got a good something in it. It's a Grisium. Grisium again. Okay. Alright, let's ping out and see what we get. 3,100. What do we have here? That's going to be a diamond icon. Tech, how you doing? Anything changed after 320 on mining? Tech, here's the thing. I wasn't around to tell you really good the differences between 320 and 321. I took a little break from, so I just am getting back into it in the last 2 weeks or so. So I'm not in a real good position to kind of tell you the differences. I can tell you that right now, really, even though I am out in the prospector, my recommendation is to solo mole if you want to solo mine. Because, but if you are going to solo prospect, definitely get yourself the 48 SEU mole bags. That's a thing you absolutely want to do. That increases profitability big time. And, I've spent my day up here around Microtech. I had been doing really well. I have lots of great refining jobs that are on CRUL1 that I've gotten when I was, over that way. I would say I'd recommend Selin or Damar, over up here for sure. And that's, it's not a small sample size, but goodness gracious, this may be the biggest drought of halfway decent rocks that I've had since I started mining it back a couple weeks ago. And so it just so happened to happen on stream, which is actually cool. I don't mind it. It's enjoyable. Yeah, I tend to stay in Crusader as well. Like I said, I was thinking it might be fun up this way just because of the, like I said, the quartz value, but... Hey, boy. It's been kind of a stinger today. How would you go about solo mole mining? Okay, yeah, let's talk about the loadout. So on the solo mole, I have a Helix size 2 is the front laser. And on that Helix, it seems like I have a Rieger C3. There's a Focus 3 and a Sur, and a Stampede. That's what I use for the main braking. That will break rocks up to, 18 to 20,000 pretty comfortably. Then on the one side I have the arbor. That's on the starboard side. And the reason I have that's for the small brakes, for the secondary brakes. And then on the port side laser I have the impact. So I have, basically the impact is like, 5,000 to say 13, 14,000. The helix is good, 13,000 to say 20,000. And then you use the arbor to do the secondary brakes. That's how I kind of do it. Hey, Drac, how are you, sir? Nice to see you, buddy. For a while there, every cluster would have one or more rocks with top tier products. They trim back down. Yeah, you're not wrong, Drac. But I will tell you, I've had a lot better luck on selling. I've been up here on Microtech today, and I haven't even filled the prospector yet once. So it's been, and don't get me wrong, I could have taken 100 loads of Garbola back. Oh boy, am I? Thank you, Drac. I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna kind of get back settled into it here. Oh, hey, there's a nice big fat Quantanium rock, 37%, but at a mass that's a little too big for me. Look how pretty the landscape is here, though. Great mass rock for perfect. That's a perfect Quantanium. A perfect prospector mass around 9,600. I love that. But nothing was on it. Borace and copper, and then here's a picker for whatever. You can go back to Crusader to mine. It's fine. Leave New Babbage area to me. Just found 40. Yeah, nice, man. It is, and like it's only one sample size, so it's not like it's, it's hard to say. Yeah, I thought I seen something over this way, though. Yeah, I did. There they are. All right, let's fly over here and take a look. Love my prospector. Recommend Daymar. Yep, I love Daymar. And I, solo mole mining. I wrote you on Discord, DMs V. Yep, that's fine, Jade. Jade, one thing I will say is I'll check them after the stream here for sure. Cool. Trixon, welcome to the channel. Hi, I'm new to Prospector. What gadget should I use? Trix, I like to use right now a Hofstad size 1 and a Stampede for a little more power. That's one. You could also use a Helix size 1, and then you could pair that with a Focus. That's always a good one as well. That will help kind of offset the fact that the Helix will get you a pretty thin optimal window. Does higher instability make the rock harder to break? It really what's making rocks hard to break is the mass. You really Prospector with a Hofstad and a Stampede. If it's quartz, it's gonna your maximum break's gonna be around 12,000. Oh, I have ADHD. Everything you said about the mole went 3 miles. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it for sure, Jade. And Jade, you can always jump on the mole, and we can always go mole mining if you want, and theory craft all day long on it. I'm always happy to take people mole mining, that's for sure. I think it's over this hill here that I barely couldn't see because of weather. Alright, thank you. Hey, no problem, Trix. Any questions you have, please do ask. That's a 40% picker. That's a picker too, darn it. Alright, what do we got here? 33,000 mass rock, so nothing I can break. Pretty good Bexelite rock, though. 19,000 mass rock, nothing I can break. That's a barrel on it. And what about this guy? 4,300 mass barrel, too. I'm just looking for one more rock to break here. I'm not necessarily mowing it down today. Hey, there's a 12,000 RS signature, though. All right, and we'll go ahead and lock in on those and go take a peek. least we're getting a few more opportunity markers here. I'll go ahead and change this VTOL back. The green hues of Euterp. Alrighty. Love it. Hopefully we'll run into something here we can put the lasers on. My goodness. And we don't have a... Right now we've got 10... Almost 11, 10 and a half SEU of... So we're 12 SEU in deep, but we've only got 3 SEU of Garbola. So not a bad run so far. When you have the 32 SEU bags, like I said, I've said a million times on the stream today, I recommend getting the mole bags, going for the 48 SEU, and using anything from 32 to 48 as kind of your garbage padding. But I try to get at least 20 SEU of good stuff on board. 20 or so SEU of good stuff on board. When I have the 32 SEU bags, that's kind of the goal I set for myself is to try and get 20 SEU of a tier 1 on board. And I have passed over some 40% pickings and stuff today, but like I said, I normally try and stay north of 50 and just kind of out here. A lot of me being up on Microtech today was for science, Just kind of curious. All right, you're gonna need to flat there. Now that's 33% Terranite at a 6,000 mass. That's not terrible. I'll probably break that if there's nothing else in here. At least seeing if there's a halfway decent thing to get out of it. 20,000 mass is going to be a little bit too much, although it's a nice Quantanium rock. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else we got here as options. That's a 16,000 mass rock. Borace. Okay. And that is a 35% Terranite picker, I think. $816. That's a 24% Bex. A couple more options here. Really looking for something around 9,000 with a high percentage of a tier 1. My mole sports a number 2 impact with the Rieger C3 and the Stampede. Number 2 Arbor with the Rieger C and a number 2 Arbor with the Focus. Yeah, so it looks like, Drac, you're kind of heavily focused on getting some options for your secondary brakes. Maybe a secondary brake with a little more power type thing. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and scooch back here. This isn't a great rock. It's not. It's not a great rock at all. But we haven't had a lot of options today, so let's go ahead and do this. That being said, I am going to put my nose in the wind for just a second. I need to drink. So let me do that real quick. Doesn't look like we're moving too bad. We'll find out how this goes. Can I carry? Yes, I can. Awesome. Let me go ahead and just drink. Drink a Lux or two. That's better. And I actually usually put my spares like in my leg area. I'll carry one more of these. Server FPS is good. Just give you an idea how long I've been out here. Holy mackerel. This is like one of the driest runs I've been on in a long time. That's okay though. It's super enjoyable. Alright, go ahead and put my helmet back on in case we need to go back outside, and we're just gonna take a crack at this rock down here. It was this guy right here.
Extraction mode on. Mining mode on.
Ooh, that wind is not being friendly. I'm going to turn off the VTOLs.
Off.
Yep, I'm getting the old Euterpe wind now. It's starting to... You can see I'm struggling to just get a little bit of energy to move forward here. But it normally will just die down after a minute or two if you just kind of wait it out.
Extraction mode on. Mining mode on.
And this is not a big mass rock. It's a little guy.
Fracturing mode on.
You can see it's a lot to manage with the wind at the same time. I'm having a hard time. It's like I'm pushing forward, but it wants to like go down. That time I actually had to gun it with a little bit with a... I wish I could use the hills a little bit. Sometimes that controller just is a little weird about that. Alright, it's falling back. I'm gotta use a little bit of grace here. There we go. Good break. Fighting the wind there. I had to turn my VTOLs kind of off for a second. You can see in order to kind of hold once they're on. So that's a 32%er. That's not going to do it for us. That's what, when you break them down in this lower percentage, you just don't normally get a... That's a 54. It's not great. It's not really what I want to do. I'd really like to try and get north of 60 if I can. 56, yeah. It didn't look like this guy broke definitely. And it normally won't, right? When it's only a 36%er, you're not going to get a whole lot of... Yep, then, and so there's that. So off we go. And I've got to keep an eye on my hydrogen fuel at this point too, because we're getting low. Alright, we'll head over here and see what we got. But, might have to rein it in at some point. You know, I've got... My hydrogen fuel is... not great. Let's head on over here and see what what's happening. Yeah, I try and keep it in VTOL mode when I'm on, you know, the planet's surface, but you've got to sometimes when you're fighting a wind on in Microtech, you have to turn them off. You're not getting enough, you know, thrust to push against the wind when you put your nose into it. I think it's those ones up in the... Alright, yep. Let's just go look at these ones. This will probably be the last batch I look at, and I'm going to have to head on in. Never dreamed I'd be out here prospecting most of the day and wouldn't get a full prospector, but, you know, we got one more opportunity here, and, you know, we'll probably just see how it goes.
Extraction mode on.
Okay.
Mining mode on.
Ah, yeah, I got the flash, so... Oh, it's barrel. It is quartz. That's a good... That's always what you're looking for. Quartz or titanium clusters the best out of the low-end resources. That's a 32% Terranite, but it's unfortunately it's just too big. What about this guy? That's a 4,000 mass rock. Ooh, that's at least doable. That's a 45%er. What about this guy? Great mass. Cross our fingers. Barrel. Blech. Alright, what about this guy? Could take another six, you know, great, another really good mass rock. And, oh, Terranite at 44%. This is our guy. This is what we've been looking for here for a little bit. Let's get in here and... Yeah, this is a good rock. It's got quartz, exactly the secondary, you know, where that low tier resource we're looking for. I fired the surge, and you can see that that's going to have a huge difference, make a huge difference here. I'll let it do one more big climb, and then I'll roll back, roll back, roll back. Trying to keep it nice and, you know, it's just a bit of a rodeo when you put these in here. You don't know what you're going to get. But that looked like I'm going to hold it. It's going to be a clean break. Boom. Excellent break on a nice 10,000 mass rock with, you know, 44%. So, you know, are we guaranteed clean break here? Not necessarily, but we're, you know, this is going to be our best option. We're going to go to extraction mode. That's 10% Terranite there. We're looking for something that's going to be, you know, kind of north of 35% there. One of these has got to have decent Terranite in it. Wind is getting me. 48. 34. 41. Oh, it's just Garbola. All right, there's my 80. Oh, don't want to blow it up. All right, I mean, that's a good mass, and it's at 80. That's what we're looking for. All right, so that got us up to 24. Hopefully this other one's got a good 1351. Another, it's 66, so not bad. We'll haul that in. Good, 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 good. Oh, you're not being annoying. How do I have Urkel DPS calculator open? I think some seconds to remind me what it does mid, left, and right. Not sure. But we'll talk about the mole in a little bit here, though, for sure. All right, there's a 41, 34, 4159. What is this one? Oh. 32. 4159, 41. All right, we'll do this. We'll just top off with this 41. Hey, geez, I was wondering if we were ever going to hear that today. I mean, honestly. 32, cool. All right, so right now we really didn't do too bad. I mean, we do have almost 24 SCU of tier 1 material, although the timing has been brutality. So here, we'll head back to the station. Oh, it's going to be, you can see she's going to be kind of, she doesn't want me to just fly there. I don't know why. Oh, it's probably because I'm perfectly in between. That's odd. You'd think it would be. I'll just set route there for now. No? Really? What about there? Yeah, I'll just set route for Mike L1 first. All right, go back to the sticks.
Hydrogen fuel low.
Hydrogen fuel is low? That's probably done. That's okay, we'll make it. It's not that hard to get out of Atmo here. And we can always use We can always use decoupled mode if we need it. Currently my mole mining on Walla, almost full as well. Nice job, Monk. How you been? All right, there we go. You know, I've noticed it having to do some mini jumps lately anyways, just because for some reason it's just we're not always able to get routes on things. So mini jumps has been kind of order of business lately, and I'm okay with it. It is what it is. I'm going to head towards Mike L2. That's where we're going to drop this stuff off. Pretty good bonuses on the Bexelite that we've got on board. So we'll take it. We zoomed right past Microtech, and off we go. We're going to take a look at what this is worth. I mean, this is actually not, as far as, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it took way longer than you'd ever dream that it should have taken today. But I mean, you know, as far as if you can get more than 20 SCU of Tier 1 on board with 32 SCU bags, that's a pretty good prospector run. This, I think I managed to get around 24 or so. So we've only got 7 or 7.5 SCU with junk on board, which is, you know, pretty good. But, you know, obviously you could have been back in, you know, usually in the same amount of time that I played today, you could have been back and forth 3 or 4 times. It's just for whatever reason. It's like that old joke. It's like the old joke that Razor used to say. You know, if they wouldn't call it fishing if all you did was catch you, they'd call it catching. Been cool. Just a tip for your viewers: take the Bormax and Saber when you go mining. You know what? The thing is, Humble, I don't know. I have lost probably 200,000 trying to attach those things in the last 2 weeks. They just fall on the ground, fall inside the rock. They don't attach. I've had terrible luck. I would put the Bormax, or I mean, you said Sabir. I like the Optimax for the cluster value. I can't get any of those things to work. I have tried and tried. Like I have them, you know, I usually have them with me, but you know, I've kind of given up on them for now. And you know, when 322 comes out, I'll try again. But I haven't had any luck attaching those things to rocks and having them, you know, having them work. And they were working pretty good for a while, but like I said, the last couple weeks, like the outside of the rock isn't rendering, or there's just weird, you know, I drop them on the ground and they just disappear. Yeah, no, and I definitely, you know, have given it lots of tries. I'll try more for sure. I just made about 920K off those 2 quant rocks with the mole mining. Nice, still very viable. Yeah, unequivocally. You know, one thing I will say, if you are mining for profit, you 100% want to use the mole solo or with a friend. I mean, the mole can be extremely profitable. You can find nice rocks, and you know, sometimes you can, you know, you can get three people, or you know, one on the starboard laser, one on the, you know, on the port laser, and then you just, you know, fly and jump in the center laser. You can make very good money in the mole, but the prospector not so much right now. Wait for the rocks to show you the yellow highlight where it will attach itself. Well, I might have to try that again, Humble, for sure. All right. I'm going to head on in here. I know from experience that this is generally the spot where it's usually up and around over there that you have to you know, have to land. Usually it's the inner ring. Normally I'll actually go up over the top this time. Go ahead and drop my gear, lower my VTOLs now, right before I call for a landing.
Landing gear down.
Let's start slowing down.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yep. Now I'll decouple for a second. I'm just going to pivot on a couple. Yep, now just kind of re-engage couple mode and just kind of, you know, get an idea which one it's going to be and just kind of bring her in easy. You got to be careful with these kind of stations that have the inner ring. You don't want to mess up all your hard work by just kind of slamming into the station, which is some of you who are veterans of the channel know I've done that a couple of times. That is for sure. In we go. We haven't ran out of hydrogen yet, thank goodness. Turn off this light.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Easy peasy landing. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a little bit of hydrogen fuel and a little repair on the old ship. Sometimes you have to ask more than once. There she goes. I want to see that. Oh, you can see the hydrogen going up. That's good. English being my second language. No problem, Jade. I know what area you're referring to. The key is the yellow highlight. Yeah, I guess I'll look for that yellow highlight. I appreciate the tip, Humble. I'll definitely look for that yellow highlight the next time I go to attach one of those, because I want to attach them. And I definitely think that there are times, like when you're solo moling in particular, where that cluster, having additional cluster value would be fantastic. Boy, it seems to be taking some sweet time. I'm looking at this area down here. I'm watching my... I definitely was pretty drip dry. Yeah, we'll go turn this stuff in. Well, what a fun time today. This is my first stream back in a long time, you guys. With all new hardware and that type of thing. I will be looking at the audio quality and the pixelation. Probably making some adjustments to bitrate, trying to dial it in a little better. I actually kept it at a somewhat low resolution in when I was while I was streaming and kind of monitoring. I have a different setup for monitoring the chat now. I will be kind of adding some things as we go. I don't want to be too crazy with it. I like to do just kind of the old school, just kind of day in the lifestyle videos. I don't want to do a lot of heavy editing or anything crazy like that. Let's go ahead and store this guy. Let's go down and get some numbers on it. Once again, this is a 32 SCU prospector run, and we're going to get some numbers on it that are, kind of, I would imagine this is in the neighborhood of... I bet you this is in the neighborhood of between 80 and 100K unrefined. It might be slightly better. We'll have to see. This is a pretty darn good run for a prospector. Not from a time perspective, but at least from a purity standpoint. Next stream karaoke? Yeah, why not? Yeah, that would be funny. That would be really funny. Oh, great. Let me through, lady. All right, what do we got here? Let's take a look. So 75,000. On a 32 SCU run, you can see. We're pretty good. We had good Bexalite, good Terranite. Not a lot of junk. Not a terrible amount of junk. You know what I mean? So. Not going to complain about that. Oh, I got lucky. There is one refining thing. That's kind of... We'll go ahead and set this up. Miss Prospector, set up the work order. We'll do the Bexalite. We'll do the Terranite. And I will get a quote on the Dynexolvination. Yeah, you can see my other run was just some, some Quant and some Terranite as well. So, nothing crazy. Or whatever. We got some cooking there. I got a bunch cooking at CRUL1. plenty of funds available, and so kind of we're going to get to this point here, right? So, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciated it. It was super fun. Like I said, I will be kind of monitoring the equipment, seeing how things go. And I should be back to streaming on a somewhat regular basis. I hope to be doing some Saturday mornings coming up here pretty quickly. But I do have the rest of the week off, so I'm sure I'll find another day or two between now and Sunday to get on. Next time, I think I'm going to head for selling. And I'm probably going to do either a solo mole, or I might drag one of these mornings, I'll drag my 13-year-old along and have some minor labor on a mining ship. So you guys know that. I hope that you're all doing well. I missed you all. It was so good to see so many friendly faces. And take care of yourself. I will see you all around the verse.